Welcome to the Firebreathing Kittens, a standalone Dungeons & Dragons podcast. Every episode is a separate, complete adventure, so you can listen to them in any order. Today we are joined by Beans.
Oh, hello, my name's Beans. I'm a tortoiseshell tabaxi monk. I like to wear my poncho hammock, which is, as we all know, a mixture between a poncho and a hammock, so I can sleep absolutely anywhere. I've got my boomerang with me. It's very fancy and magical, and I can scratch my back with it, which... Now I think about it, I do have a tail for that exact purpose, so I'm not quite sure why I use it, but anyway, it's all good fun,
Boltzmann.
Greetings, I am Boltzmann, the brain in a jar. I know, it's very distracting, but please look at the crown I'm wearing on my head. The crown of Polaris it's called. I pilfered it last week from an ancient tomb. Yes, as you can see, I have many bells, whistles, weapons. I've got arms sticking out of my lid. There's an exhaust pipe. And I've got two companions with me, namely Mr. Langley, my steel defender, trusty manservant, butler, and robotic chimpanzee, and Miss Motoko, my pet displacer beast, who has got 6 legs, is 8 feet tall, and has got 2 tentacles sticking out of her back.
And Olive.
The monkey has a gun.
And Olive.
Hey everybody, Olive is a bipedal crocodile. She looks kind of like if a crocodile were to stand on 2 feet and wear a Jedi-style robe and baggy brown pants. She has a backpack, but no visible weapons because she is a level 16 monk, way of the open hand.
It is evening in the guild hall, a large building with a bar, a sitting area, and wooden tables and chairs, and a wall with a corkboard and job flyers posted. What are your characters doing today? Or this evening?
Beans is trying to get out all the fish he put into Boltzmann's tank, all of whom have died now, and it's all getting a bit of a mess at the moment, because I'm trying to dip my paws in, but I don't like my paws getting wet, so it goes, splish, 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 and Boltzmann's getting very angry with me.
Oh, hurry up, Beans. If you're going to be my third assistant, you're going to have to do better than that. Get the fish out of there. They're starting to smell.
I'm sorry. I'm trying. I just don't like getting my paws wet.
Just don't touch the brain that much, all right? It's very sensitive.
Wait, This bit.
No. That's my motor cortex.
So what's this bit do?
No, Boltzmann accidentally cast a fireball.
Wait, you cast a fireball here in the
27 on dexterity saving throw. I think I'm all right.
Boltzmann pulls out his fire hose. He's a full-on functional fire truck by now and starts putting out the fire. He accidentally...
So I guess now the decorations in the guild hall, not the decorations, the furniture are all kind of, they've got that artistic charred look. Where they char it and then sand it a little bit.
Hello, is everybody still alive?
Olive roasts some of the rotten fish over the burning furniture, making a meal.
So, real talk for everyone, who had 3.5 minutes on their arson bingo card?
That's not arson since it was accidental, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll write that down. Arson equals deliberate. What do we call it if it's accidental?
Is there a term for that? You're the lawyer.
Yeah, that's just arsing around.
Who had terrible puns in their on their bingo card?
Oh, that's always in there. Anytime I play, it's on there.
At this time, you hear some footsteps coming down the stairs, and Nulisag comes in with a job posting and says, "It looks like you're the only ones here. Well, I think you are all experienced. What happened in here?"
Oh, don't mind any of this, Nulisag. I'm putting out the fire right now. It will be as good as never happened in just 2 minutes.
Olive takes one of the fish that she's been roasting that's very rotten and probably burned and hands it to Nulisag, offering him a snack. By the way, I have a... chef's utensils, so can I roll for create a typical meal?
Yes, please do.
I could create a gourmet meal. I don't know. Oh, that's tempting. It's a higher DC. I'm a gambler. I'm gonna go for it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, rotten sushi. You gotta love it.
What skill do you think should apply to this, DM?
Oh, add your proficiency for cook's tools.
Okay. Well, not proficient in it.
I think you are with the chef feat, right?
You are proficient with it.
Yeah, just do an intelligence
I am proficient
roll.
in it. Wait.
Oh, you
Looks
are.
at own character sheet. Yes.
do an intelligence roll and add proficiency then.
Okay. All right. Proficiency bonus is 5 at level 16. The DC is 15 for a gourmet meal. I rolled a 19 on the dice. 24.
Oh, yeah.
This is very on brand for today's episode. So you have somehow taken this aged fish and made it into a delicacy of a thing. It is so many pungent flavors that it becomes something that some people would gain a taste for. Maybe not all people, but some people. The types of people who really like stinky cheese would really like this fish. And I'm going to say Nulisag is one of those people. And he sees that and he goes, ooh, well, here, let me trade you. And he hands you a paper in exchange for the meal.
I slowly put the paper towards my mouth.
So
And I stop joking and I read it.
Okay, so the job posting says, experienced warriors or magic users needed. A pestilence fog has begun to roll out from Timuli Wood at night. Our villagers are going missing. Help us find and remove the source. Please take the first train to Ocean Grove tomorrow morning. Payment posted 90,000 gold points. Client is RRR at Ocean Grove.
All right. RRR at Ocean Grove. I say to Beans as I offer you a fish.
I didn't know you were a pirate.
That's our potential employer. Do you want a fish?
Well, hang on, let me just have a quick sniff. Hang on, what's my insight? I got a 12. Yeah, okay. Looks fun. What's in it? Aside from fish, I mean.
Vinegar.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's go for it. What is it?
I'll give it a try. Boltzmann opens up a little lid on his body, and spider mandibles are behind it, just eternally moving.
Do you like the sauerkraut, Boltzmann?
Just put it in there. Please.
Can I have you all do a constitution check for me?
So I'd like to point out that Beans and Olive are immune to poison.
That's true, right.
I mean, it still won't taste great, but...
Are you as
Boltzmann
well, Boltzmann?
Oh, I am. I'm a warforged, technically. I'm immune against the poison condition, yes.
Okay, so I guess we're just roll to see how much your tummy rumbles, I guess. Or something else in Boltzmann's case.
I have a 13.
Yeah, if you're below 10, then maybe you just feel a queasiness and you're just kind of burp it out.
12.
Beans also got a 13.
All right, so you're all good.
Let's just go jump in a poison river. This is going to be great.
Hang on now, Beans. It looks like there's an adventure for us. And I think that it's time for us to take this seriously and look at this flyer and head toward this Ocean Grove, or so it's called. It's evening, though.
Do you think there's poison there for us to go dip in?
Oh, we can only hope.
All right, let's go check it out.
Okay.
Shall we go straight away?
Well, I said get the first train tomorrow morning, so I think we probably got a bit of time to go and have like a rave in the sewers or something. Somewhere poisonous. I'm really going to focus in on the poison thing this week, I think.
I'll show you around the sewers.
Oh, wait, there aren't more of you over there, are there? Like, I mean, it's not racist to, ask if a load of alligators live in the sewers, is it?
Do we enjoy the sewers? Yes. Is that where my house is? No. But, I mean, it's not racist. It's just information gathering. Racist would be if you assumed that we all lived there and ran with your assumption.
Okay, so I think I'm okay? Yes.
Yeah, you're
Yes.
fine.
Okay, good. I just don't want to be eaten. That's all I'm saying, Olive.
Don't worry. That's what these fish are for. I'm going to bring them, and we'll hang out with the other crocodilios, have a fish potluck, and you'll love it because there's fish.
Okay, Boltzmann, can you come as well, just to teleport us out in case?
Absolutely.
Sure. Mr. Langley is done fishing the rotten fish out of my brain compartment now, so I am available to go anywhere.
So you're going to go look for crocodiles in the sewers?
Yeah, just go hang out with some fellow, Richard, my boyfriend, the crocodile person like me, and I often go hang out with our friends there.
Okay.
So that's how we pass the night. We have a party in the sewers, eating a lot of fish delicacies, and Boltzmann doesn't have to teleport us out at the end because we're all like drunk and staggering home, and then we like split up and walk back to our individual residences. Yeah.
Excellent. So do you all take the morning train then? The first one? Like the posting?
Yeah, hang on. Let's see. I just randomly rolled a Constitution saving throw for hangovers. I got a 23, so I think we're all right. No, can Boltzmann get hangovers?
Yes, they're basing your brain.
Yeah, so.
But he has a 20 on this Constitution saving throw, so he's fine.
17 for Olive.
Also, a hangover is technically the poison status, so we're all
Wait,
immune.
can we not get hungover? Oh, yes! Okay, now's the party.
Level 16 monks, everybody.
Woo!
All right, so the first train leaves in the wee hours of around like 5 a.m. Is that the one? Are you getting up that early?
Oh, then I guess we're not having a long rest at all. We're just partying and then going into train.
This is very Firebreathing Kittens.
It depends on how long the train is. If that's 8 hours, then we're fine.
Ocean Grove is a bit north.
7.5 hours.
So it actually is a pretty short train ride. I'm going to just throw a guess out there. An hour.
One of those new trains where I can go quickly, and they built like a tunnel through the mountains. It just goes. It's one of Boltzmann like supercharges the engine. He's like, this is going too slowly.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean,
we get there in 50 minutes.
So you had boarded the train while it was still kind of dark outside in the wee hours, and as you travel, when looking out the windows, the car is frequently surrounded in darkness because there is a lot of tall trees. But occasionally it opens up to the east and you're able to see the ocean there. And Olive may remember she was in an episode where she spent time at Skeleton Beach, and this is in that area. So you arrive at Ocean Grove. It is golden hour near 6 a.m. when the sun rises to the point where the sky is full of beautiful oranges and yellows, and birds begin to sing emphatically, except they are not singing at all here, which is weird because when you get off the train, one of the first things you notice is this place is green. It is lush. There are trees everywhere. I mean, you're at the train station and you can see there's a lumber mill right over there called Millie's Lumber Mill and Hardwood Distribution. And they have a whole bunch of beautiful trees and a garden. Everybody has trees everywhere. You see a billboard that says, "Remember, RRR, preserve the natural beauty of Ocean Grove."
What a beautiful landscape. I do love nature.
So a chipmunk person about 2.5 feet tall walks up to you and says, "Oh, hey, are you the fire kittens or whatever?"
Well,
Indeed,
I am a kitten, if that helps. Well, I used to be a kitten, then I grew up, and then I stopped growing, and here I am.
She chuckles at that, and then she like
What are you
does a
laughing
double
for? It's not a
take.
joke.
She does
My
a double
growth
take
is
at
seriously
Boltzmann and goes,
stunted.
"What are you? Are those real spider legs?"
Indeed they are. I told you, I love nature, and I incorporate it into my body whenever I can. These are real giant spider legs. I think there might be a phase spider or two in there, or something. But they're not my main mode of transportation. You see, I roll on wheels. What is it? Do you explain your anatomy to every stranger you meet? I feel like these are kind of inappropriate questions.
Yeah, are you a chipmunk person? What are you?
Yeah, I'm a chipmunk. Sorry, man. Wasn't trying to be, offensive or whatever. I'm just here. Roberta sent me to meet you guys. And she's got kind of like studded leather clothes, black t-shirt with RRR and bold red leathering. And she's got kind of strategic tears on her clothing. And she says, all right, you want to follow me?
Sure, we will follow you. What does RRR stand for?
I know I'd written it down in multiple places, but of course, no, I can't find it. Rosim's
Am I
ring,
pronouncing it correctly?
Rosim's Ring of Restoration. It's a druid circle that I'm a part of, and Roberta runs it. Roberta Rosim.
Ah. I do love druids. It takes a special type of soul to look at nature and think, I can improve on that.
Yeah, I mean, we're not all technically druids, but we all, we care about nature. So she begins to lead you through the town, and you get past kind of the industrial side, and you can see there's a lot of new growth in this town. There's you're going through kind of a suburbia, new housing, that kind of thing. But despite it being new, there is pretty tall trees already growing, and there's vines that have grown up over the fences already. Lush gardens everywhere. Anyways, sorry. Going to pause for a second.
So weird chipmunk person thing. What's with all the trees? Like, they're quite big, and they're like everywhere. What's going on with that?
Well, this town was just a village. My family's been here for a long time, but Skeleton Beach brought a lot of people to this area, and they started wanting to build houses. So that's why Roberta set up RRR, is we wanted to make sure that we preserved the nature while all this building was happening. She's really good with people.
And it certainly seems like you
preserving nature.
Yeah, you've done a good job. With all the trees everywhere.
Yeah, she even works with the lumber companies so that they do surveys to make sure that they're not going to destroy the ecosystem. When they cut down trees, they can find areas where the forest may actually kind of need a trimming as far as the ecosystem goes.
It would seem to me you are using some type of magic to enhance the growth of these trees. Is that correct?
Yeah, we do use some magic. Scarlet is really good with plants.
I need access to this magic for my clone body, so that it can be huge enough to fit my gigantic brain.
And as you
Scarlet, you say?
Scarlet, yep. At this point, you're starting to kind of approach a side of the town that is the old town. The buildings here are much more classic and rustic and look like they've been here a good long time. And you pass an inn called Gamwich Stays, and there's a barefolk young man out there, and he's like beating a rug, cleaning a rug, and he goes, hey, Flit, are you on official RRR business? She goes, hey, Biscuit, yep. We're going to head into the forest today. Oh, really? Wow. Take care out there. It sounds dangerous. And then you continue on past the inn, and not too long after come to a rustic little cabin surrounded with an idyllic garden, a fish pond, and there are fish and frogs visible. There are bird and squirrel feeders that are actively bustling with wildlife. And there are two women standing and talking out front.
Beans leans over to Olive. Olive, are you thinking there's a lot of fish, there are a lot of birds. How many do you reckon you can get before people start yelling at us?
How many do you reckon you can get without anybody noticing?
Well, it's I rolled a 29 on the stealth, so quite a lot.
29 on the stealth. Let's do you want to just try to snatch with like an unarmed strike?
How many birds can we get? Birds and fish. Snatch them out of the air, yeah.
You going for birds or fish?
Ooh, can I have a mixture?
Sure.
Hang on, let's see. I can attack twice, and monks, I don't really know. I'm just going to roll all my d20s and see what comes out.
Okay.
Wow, that's a real range. I got a natural 1, a natural 20, a 14, and 2 8s. So add like a 11 onto all of them. Lowest is well, ignore the nat 1. Lowest is a 19.
I've got an idea for interpreting that. So, I'm guessing what you do is you jump onto the pond, and in so doing, you splash 3 or 4 fish out of it immediately. But this creates a huge commotion, and the next, bird you are going for is just way out of your reach. It's flying, it's off, and and there's just noise and scattering it everywhere, and somehow you're able to go this way, look that way, oh, frog, snatch, butterfly, snatch, and now you've got 3 fish, butterfly, and a frog.
Okay, hang on. These are going to come up later. Is it 3 fish, butterfly is going to come up, and a frog. Okay. I will get started naming them in a couple of minutes.
So the women talking, one of them seems kind of upset, and you can kind of overhear her saying,
No idea.
I think they honestly are not too bothered by the beans activity. But one of them mentions, she says, do you know where Asher is? Do you know he's safe? And Roberta, or who you can probably assume is Roberta, because she's the one that's calm, and she's standing very tall. And let me give you a physical description real quick. She's got dark black skin and kind of bluish black hair. She's a water genasi. And like I said, just very calm, very peaceful orientation, and very in control kind of sense when you look at her. And the other is a human woman, and she's saying, asking about Asher, and Roberta assures her, yes, we know he's in the forest. He's trying to help as many people as he can. I've got a sending stone with Sindhu, and she's in regular contact with him. He's fine. And then Beatrice is going, oh, I don't know. Some of the townspeople think this fog is all his fault. Flit walks up. Flit is the chipmunk, walks up and says, all right, I have brought the blazing kittens.
Boltzmann rolls his eyes.
Oh, no, that's not us. Only Tanager is a blazing kitten.
We are the Firebreathing Kittens. We are here to do a job. I hear something about a mystical fog. I will destroy it with magic.
Roberta tells Beatrice, 1 minute, we've been waiting for these people. Come on over, we're going to talk. And she says, hello, I'm the one that posted the job. Thank you for coming so early. It's probably between 6 and 7 in the morning still at this point. Things did get a little worse last night. It was 6 people that were missing about the time I started filing that job with the guild yesterday. And now we're at 30. There was an incident where possessed children came to the edge of the forest and began shouting for help. And as you can imagine, a lot of concerned adults ran into the fog, and the fog possessed them. So,
wow. You should have mentioned this in the ad, and we would have come yesterday night. I could have teleported us over straight away. Instead, we spent the night partying in the sewers with crocodiles.
Well, I wanted you fresh because this is going to be a pretty intense mission. We're working on a magic ritual. All of the circle is going to be working on it. If any of you have magical talent, then you may be able to aid us, and if not, even just help protecting us while we do this ritual is going to be a lot of help.
Fresh, yes, indeed. Boltzmann shifts uncomfortably.
You're probably not in too bad shape. You only cast, a fireball?
It's at this point, Beans wanders over and goes, okay, let me introduce you all to my new friends. It's so here's the frog is called Frankie. The butterfly is on my shoulders called Wilhelm. And then these little fish I'm not quite sure how we're storing the fish, considering they kind of need the water to survive. But, they're not having the best of times, I guess. So this one is called Huey, this one's called Dewey, and this one is called Bernard.
All right, Beans, put him in the tank. Not everybody needs 5 minions, okay?
Okay, well, you're getting 5 now, so 1 fish, 2 fish, 3 fish. Now, did we drain the acid out of there earlier, or is that still a hazardous environment?
I suppose there's only one way to find out.
No, Dewey, stop biting his brain!
No!
Sorry, I didn't know they were piranhas.
Boltzmann accidentally cast. Let me roll for this. I will roll a d5 for spell level. Is that a thing?
Yeah, D10 divided by 2.
Sure. D10 divided by 2 is going to be a 7 divided by 2 is 3. So that's another level 3 spell. And that's going to be a d6. I'm using my Mizium apparatus for this to select a random... it's going to cast gaseous form accidentally. How many people are there? There's Flit, Roberta, Beatrice, Beans, Oliver, Boltzmann, right?
Yes, right now, yep. And
In that order?
yes.
That's a 5. I'm going to cast gaseous form on Olive accidentally.
Woo! Oh, I've been practicing astral projection as part of my monk courses, so this is great. Now it's really helping me progress in my studies to imagine what it's like being out of body.
Yeah, you're a misty cloud for an hour.
I think it slows your walking to flying 10, correct?
That's right.
Yeah, your movement speed gets reduced to flying 10.
I drift into the sky, soaring higher and higher, being like, wow, is this what it's like to be a bird?
Olive, fly into this jar. I can carry you.
All right. I fly into the jar. This is less fun.
Yeah, but we can go really quickly.
Oh, yeah, I could only go at 10.
Like, I've... Oh, Boltzmann, do you know haste at all? Tobias
yes, I
did
do,
it to
but
me once. It was great fun.
I only have 1 3rd level spell slot left.
Okay, we'll do that later.
Before you go casting too many spells now, I think we might want to talk about the game plan. This is Roberta. Oh.
Hey, Roberta, are you the adventurers for hire? No. We know what we're about. What we're about is blowing spells on stupid things. We get results.
I can't talk, but if I could, I would say that we're practicing for the mist that is to come.
Oh, yeah. If we all turn into mist anyway, then we could just sneak in.
Yes, indeed. If we disperse the olive mist across the magical mist, then she will be in control of it.
And Beans is practicing how to catch it.
Her face is impassive. Continue.
Tell us the information you have, Roberta, and then we will take care of the rest.
Okay, so their plan is they do have a ritual they've been working on. We have some friends in the forest. One of them has a sending stone. Her name is Sindhu, and Asher is with her. Asher's been trying to find some of the missing townspeople. But anyways, Scarlet and I... Oh, here comes Scarlet now. And you see this plant person. It's a giant snapdragon, stands 7 feet tall, shuffles about with, vines and roots as feet, and, moves its arms as a collection of vines and leaves for hands, and big snapdragon face, just scarlet red. And it comes shuffling, and it's holding a basket, and it's filled with some kind of root vegetable. And it waves. It does a little flourishy bow. And she says,
Boltzmann is
Go
smitten.
she says to Scarlet, we're going to get ready to leave soon. Help yourself to some 10-10-10 in the kitchen. So we've been working on a spell. Sindhu has told us from these people have been in the forest for a very long time, millennia perhaps, and so they told us that this fog originates from some kind of evil being, and we've been working on a banishment spell for this being. There are some complications. We can't use just a simple banishment spell, so we've been working on a ritual. It will take some time for us to perform this ritual. My plan, and she can tell just from some of the things you've said, Boltzmann, that you're quite adept at magic. You know what she's talking about. So she said, we're going to start out with a magic circle spell to do a ring of protection. Then we're going to layer 4 more circles within and open up the realm that this creature originally came from to hopefully suck it back in.
Great idea.
And she says, it's going to take all of my circle, all of our magic to pull this off. And if you can donate any spells to the task at the time, we can maybe even do it a little faster. But most importantly, we may need your protection, or if you can protect some of the other town's members, make sure that minimal people get hurt. That's what we've hired you for today.
Make sure that minimal people get hurt. Got it.
And so she turns to Beatrice and she turns to you and says, maybe you have some advice here, but I've been trying to think about what to do with Beatrice here. I'm tempted to leave Meryl to protect her. And then she says, Meryl, can you come out here? And you hear some armor shift, and Warforged woman comes out dressed in kind of green tinted armor with and the shield she carries is one of like an eagle's wing design. And she goes, yes, Roberta. And she said, I'm considering leaving Meryl to maybe protect Beatrice, or maybe to bring her along. I don't know. The forest is really thick and dangerous, but the thing is, the people in the town here have been, well, some of them are in denial. Some of them are finding anyone to blame. Some of them know that Asher is a werewolf, and they think it's his fault that this is going on.
So when are you going to do the ritual so we can protect you? I went right to our job is protect these people during the ritual. So in character, I say, when is the ritual going to happen?
Okay, well, we need to get in the forest. That's going to be a bit of a trek. I don't know, unless you know some magic that could help. But we'll get in there. We need to meet with my friend Sindhu, gather together, and then we will attack at its source. This evil force is bound to a tree in a spring, so we need to get the ritual as close to that tree as possible.
Yeah, when are we going to do that?
You need me to teleport us all right now?
You probably could try, right? But I think teleport has like some checks involving...
Yes, it does. A description is going to be a... Yeah, I can try it. Now, it's going to be difficult to teleport to a location that I have never been to before, but I can definitely try. Also, I did not prepare this spell, so I'm going to have to dig into my brain a little bit and try to cast it from memory.
Okay.
What do you think, Aang? Should we try to teleport or walk there?
I think we should try and make Frankie big so I can play leapfrog. Sorry, what's going on? Magic mist, right?
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm a mist. I can't say anything for like an hour, and I'm in a jar.
Oh no, it's okay.
So
I
swirl.
all of being in the jar, like we usually say they can, like the mist can speak, but like the jar like lights up and glows. So it's like,
yeah,
hello. It's like
I look like the Rick and Morty glow cloud. Woo, swirling lights.
How do you like being in a jar, Olive?
The lights light up almost randomly.
It's not as bad as most people make it out to be. Blink twice if you think we should teleport.
Blink, blink.
All right, let's try. Now give me a description of the place which is as accurate as you can make it.
Okay, so
If there's some type of teleportation circle there, that would help.
she gets out her sending stone and gets talking to Sindhu. You hear like a woman's voice on the other end and going, teleport. Well, we have our wards. Maybe teleport a little bit close to the village. So, Roberta describes to you a place as thoroughly as she can. That's very dark, very surrounded by trees that are about 200 feet tall. There are spider webs. There is black goo. And she just does as thorough a description as she can because she knows a little bit about how teleport works, which gives you the description familiarity.
Do you have an object that was taken from this location?
Oh, yes, she does. So she pulls out a bit of sludge, and there's pine needles kind of wrapped in it, and they've all turned black.
Where were you keeping that? It's disgusting.
Yeah, I'm going to say she had a bag of holding. That's where she got it. Before she opens it, though, she hands charms to each of you and says, except for maybe Boltzmann, I don't know if you need to breathe, but breathing in this stuff, you might get possessed. So it's good to have some personal protection.
Don't worry, I don't need to breathe. And,
Okay, so to everybody else, she hands a little charm. It's like
I'm a glow cloud, so
you probably don't need to breathe right now. So she hands one to
put
Beans.
the charm in the jar. Blink.
Here's the charm in the jar, and she already has one on. And then she hands you the jar.
Okay. Boltzmann concentrates on his crown of Polaris briefly, and it turns into a solid gold alpine hat with a feather sticking out. And he says, let's go! I can teleport up to 8 willing beings.
oh, I'm an object.
Hey, don't sell yourself short, Olive.
So that
Now,
covers...
which one of you 3 is going to come? Because
Oh, I'm just
We
a
are-
held object, by the way. Like, literally, like, Beans can just have me as part of his, or whoever's holding me. I don't know who's holding me.
I am. I'll just put the lid on so you don't, fly out.
Yeah, and then put me with your other stuff. I guess I'm in the Ponchamic pocket, so
Yeah.
I don't count.
Yeah. Just hanging about. And technically, I think you until that opens, the spell can't turn you back into a crocodile, right? Because you're still within the bounds of the jar. I mean, I am going to let you out. It's just
It sounds kind of like you're not.
no, I am. But if you think about it, if we wanted to catapult you over a distance, right? You can't take falling damage as a cloud, so we just throw you a really long way. The jar breaks, you pop out as a cloud, and then turn back into Olive.
Olive cocktail.
I'm just thinking about future. We might need to take over a castle, and that's probably the way to do it.
cocktail. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Olive
Indeed.
Tov Crocktail, surely.
Cocktail.
All right, so you have
it's
the 4 members
me.
of the circle, and then you also have Beatrice, Asher's spouse, if you want to bring her along. And you can fit all of them into that teleport spell because Olive is inside a jar.
we have me, Beans, the olive jar, Mr. Langley, Miss Motoko, and then space for 4 more people. It
Okay.
seems like Beatrice will have to stay here.
Okay, so, yep, Beatrice goes in and makes herself comfortable inside the cabin, and you set up to cast teleport.
Hang on. Did Asher need to stay behind to guard Beatrice? Was that what was going on?
Asher is in the forest with Sindhu, deep in the forest right now.
Does Beatrice need a guard?
She might.
I am just piecing together pieces of this conversation And I believe somebody mentioned that Beatrice needed a guard. And who was it going to be? I am a giant brain, but there's always a lot of things on my mind, so just remind me if you'd be so kind.
Oh, got you. Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking to the team. So she was suggesting maybe Meryl could stay behind. That's the Warforged with the armor. It would mean their circle spell goes a little slower, and they'll definitely need help to complete it.
I can grant you help to complete it.
Why don't you turn Beatrice into gas as well? We'll put her in another jar, and then just put her on a shelf somewhere, and then let her out when we're done.
It's a concentration spell, Beans. I can only cast one at a time.
Oh, that's a shame.
Okay, so let's count. Roberta.
I just shout into the town. Does anybody know that gas smell? No?
All right.
Okay.
Okay, so let's count. Roberta is 1. Scarlet the plant person is 2. Meryl the Warforged is 3. Flit the chipmunk person is 4. Beatrice might be 5. Boltzmann 6. Beans 7.
Mr. Langley. Miss Motoko.
Uh-oh, we hit 9. So I see what you're saying. There's one too many people. Well,
Does your Steel Defender count as an object, or is it a being?
It's up to you, DM. But Boltzmann definitely thinks he's a being.
Okay, sorry. Did I interrupt?
I don't think he has a soul, though.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Well, don't tell him that.
Did I interrupt Olive's thought?
are all of, well, I'm a gaseous cloud, so like I have lots of thoughts and I can't say any of this. Are all of these people integral for casting the circle, or are some of them not? Who all's needed to cast the circle?
Anyone with magic power, which would be any of the members of the RRR.
It's like Flit, Beatrice, Roberta, Scarlet, and Meryl. Which of them do circle?
They all do, but Flit and Meryl are probably less talented than the other two. And Roberta and Scarlet are most.
I will leave Miss Matoka behind to guard Beatrice, and then Meryl can come along and we will have a maximum magic power.
Is Beatrice or Meryl more powerful?
Magically, I would say... Meryl.
I twinkle like a Christmas tree.
I will ritual cast the telepathic bond between 6 people so that I can telepathically communicate with Olive while she's in gaseous form. Share your thoughts, Olive.
There, I shared them. That's what happened. I mean, so if you leave Miss Matoka behind, we literally can take all of their circle with us.
Yes, that sounds like a fine plan. Miss Motoko, are you all right with that? I ask her telepathically.
What does
we
the
will still be able to
say?
Yeah, what does the beast say?
You're the DM, I suppose. You.
I mean, she's probably like, "Do you want me to eat her?"
Yeah.
Okay, I'll eat her.
Okay. Miss Motoko is evil for sure.
She is
lawful evil, but.
You know what? I rolled an animal handling on behalf of Beatrice, and she rolled pretty well. So let's say that Matoka takes to her the way like a cat takes to a person sometimes, and walks up to her and does that leg lean, and then the tail kind of wraps up around her leg, and then doesn't she have snakes or what was it?
Tentacles.
Tentacles, yeah. And a few of the tentacles too, which is kind of icky, but kind of sweet at the same time, right?
Be careful with those. They do a lot of damage. They're technically magic weapons.
Excellent. Okay. So do you cast the teleport now?
Yes, but I will have to use my Mizium apparatus to see if it's even possible. So... I'm going to try and get a help action here from Mr. Langley. He's going to put a towel over my shoulder, just like get me in the zone. And Boltzmann is going to try use his Mizium apparatus to cast a spell he hasn't prepared, namely Teleport, which is a DC equal to 10 plus twice the level of the spell. Teleport is a 7th level spell, so this is going to be a DC 24 Arcana check. Fortunately, Boltzmann has a plus 19 in Arcana. First one's a 5. Second one is a 16. So that is a 35. And I successfully teleport everybody. And because I have an object which is associated with this area, I can teleport us there with 100% certainty.
Excellent. Thank you. I am glad I can skip all of that forest mumbo jumbo.
Save it for another adventure. All the way
things.
home.
All right. So
When Boltzmann's out of spell slots, we got to walk back.
you all vanish and then reappear. And I'm going to just one second. Okay, so you appear so deeply into the forest that it's dark. It's like night in here, and the fog that you hadn't actually seen yet because it hadn't rolled out of the forest in the day is roiling black fog, and it's 15 to 30 feet high, just churning. You're not able to see very well, even with dark vision, very far in front of you, and there's no undergrowth around, only just dead trunks and limbs and those kinds of things. But you do see a torchlight a bit ahead of you. What do you do?
Boltzmann, do you want to play hide and seek?
No, Beans, we are working right now.
Oh.
Let's make
Olive,
sure
do you want to
that...
play hide and seek?
Twinkle, twinkle.
Yeah, this is going to be really good. Okay, it's
Use the telepathic link, Beans. You can talk to Olive telepathically. Just think the thoughts and she will hear them.
Fish. No, wait, no, the other one. Do you want to play hide and seek, Gas, Olive?
Yeah.
You'll be a Gas. I'll be me.
All right,
I'll let you
come
out.
find
Hang on.
you.
I'll unscrew the lid.
I move
Okay,
at 10
okay.
feet per second.
I use my
Except the
action because we're in darkness. I use my action to become invisible.
Oh, no. Oh, wait, I'm a
And-
gas cloud. I don't have eyes anyway. It's all good.
It's going to be really difficult. And also, I can teleport in darkness. So every 6 seconds, I can just go boing, 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 boing.
So there's a gas cloud slowly feeling around. I don't have eyes anyway, so I can't tell you went invisible. Moving at 10 feet per second as you teleport. It's like the world's stupidest Marco Polo.
Marco! 6 seconds later, Marco!
Are you moving in the direction
Marco.
of this torchlight?
I think I might have to roll a dice to see what direction I'm moving realistically.
Where's the wind going?
I'm going to say this deep into the forest, there actually is not much of a wind, not even really a breeze.
Okay, so then I'm trying to follow. I'm like Marco Poloing with Beans, and I'm trying to follow the sound, the polos, which are coming from all the directions. So it's really up to Beans. Beans, are you following the torchlight?
Oh, I don't know. Hang on. Let me just do it.
Even in a drunken sailor sort of way? There's a drunken sailor program, and you randomly move. You have the Y direction that you're moving in, but the X direction is random. Do you fall off the plank? So even in a drunken sailor sort of way.
See, I just randomly did a survival check and I got a 23 on a survival. So I reckon so. Yeah, we'd, eventually get there.
Yeah, we're making progress.
Might take a little while. Yeah. Boltzmann is not particularly happy with our clowning around, but...
No. While the monks are playing, shall we get started with the ritual?
I mean, what could we
I'm
do?
sorry, it's just sometimes as a magic user, you feel like a lot of the responsibility falls on your shoulders to do the job.
Yeah, you're basically babysitting us.
To turn your friends into gas clouds.
Yeah. Yeah. Burn down the guild hall.
Yeah, so responsible.
Yeah.
I have to think.
It's all
Sorry,
stuff that
just give
nobody
me a
else can
moment.
do.
I mean, I could have burned down the guild hall if you wanted.
Oh, yeah. That
Fair
burning
point,
down
fair
stuff is
point.
easy. It's...
So Roberta says, all right, let's go meet Sindhu, and starts walking forward. And do you follow her?
Where is she walking to?
Toward the torch.
I suppose so. Boltzmann has no reason to believe that anything is wrong here.
Okay. As you walk forward, you notice there is a little bit of a psychic kind of press on your mind, and what you're trying to accomplish wants to kind of slip from your mind, and you think more about, oh geez, everything's covered in this black slick stuff. What is that? Kind of want to get out of here. Oh wait, and then Flit might tap you on the shoulder, or Scarlet will kind of just wave leaves in front of your face and just try to get your attention, and then you move forward. And as you approach the torchlight, you find there is a man in woodcutter's clothing with a little mushroom person. This little guy, is got a cupped cap. So not the type that go like Mario mushroom down, but the type that cup up. And he's got his face is kind of embedded into his stalk, like through deep wrinkles, right? So his eyes open up as if inside wrinkles, and same with his mouth and two little nose slits. And he speaks. Boltzmann, do you understand Druidic?
I understand, I think, every language, because I have the Crown of Polaris, which basically gives me comprehend languages at will.
And you both have Tongue of Sun and Moon, right?
Yes, I believe so. I definitely remember reading that.
So all three of you understand. He says, "Oh, people, did you Oh, Scarlet!" And he runs up to the giant snapdragon and gives him a hug and says, "Did you see Velvetti? Did you see my sister? Did you see her?" And the werewolf kind of just walks calmly up behind him.
Is this Asher?
He says, Yeah, that's me.
I heard you were missing in the forest.
Well, not missing. I've been trying to find some of the missing townspeople. I found a handful, been able to bring them back to the village. All right. And you can see the circle druids greet each other. They introduce you. These are the people we hired. He says, all right, let's get back to the village. They take you a little bit further, and you can see why you couldn't teleport directly in. This psychic press is getting a little more intense and a little bit more intense. But you notice that the closer you walk to the little mushroom guy, that all fades, and you're able to just walk normally towards what looks like a gigantic tree. And because of the fog, you can't really see too far at this time what it is exactly, but you look to the right, you look to the left, and 40 feet in every direction, you just see tree trunk. And the mushroom walks up to the tree, places his hand on the trunk, and gently the fibers of the tree open up into a portal way, and you are able to walk inside.
Very nice. This is where the village is?
Yes.
Now hold on, I think that my monk friends are playing hide and seek. Let's just...
A voice comes from just behind your shoulder. I'm here, don't worry. I think Olive is... Where's Olive? Olive!
A twinkling glow cloud slowly follows.
Oh, okay, Olive wins. I couldn't find her.
Let's just do a quick telepathic check-in, everybody.
I'm here.
Boop, boop, boop.
Beans.
Miss Motoko, everything all right over there?
Oh, that's right. You cast that on. Okay, cool. Yeah, she. you get images of sitting on a cushion and lots of purring.
Good girl. All right, let's go into this portal.
Okay, so as you walk inside this village, one detail I forgot to mention is the area around this little mushroom person. As you were following him, there was no roiling fog around him for about 10 feet around him. And so when you enter this village, that's the first thing you notice, is that there is no fog here. And maybe it's the second thing you notice, because the second thing is that it's about 8 in the morning and you can see the sky from here. And it becomes evident that this village is surrounded by trees that have all grown together and seem to maybe be keeping the fog out, maybe. And you're able to see blue sky above with, just light clouds. there's rings of large fungi within the inside of the tree, and you can see their little houses built into the side. And you can see there's also doorways going down into little homes that go beneath the roots of these trees. And it's just filled with about 200 of, you don't see 200, but this is a village of about 200 of these fungi people. And they have these cupped heads that are all gray colored. And they all seem to have some of the same oily stickiness on their feet. It is just really grown attached to their feet, and they walk really slowly, kind of cumbersome.
Can I make like a nature or medicine check to discern what that means?
Yes, either one.
No preference?
Yeah, you can choose.
I rolled a 24.
And which skill was this?
Nature.
Nature. From what you know of certain fungi species, you know that some are very beneficial to plants and other trees, and they ward off infection and possibly even provide some nutrients. It seems that there is some kind of relationship between these people, these myconids, and the fog. They're not the same thing. They are not the fog, the cause of it, but they seem to absorb it.
Boltzmann is going to gather all his courage and is going to walk up to the snapdragon person, to Scarlet, and say hello.
He said he does a very vibrant wave and nods with his big flower head.
Hi, you must be Scarlet. I heard that you do work here making the plants big.
Did you telepathic bond him?
No.
Okay. He nods, and he puts his hands up in what seems to be trying to be a modest gesture and a shrug, like, I do what I can.
Oh, I would love your expertise. I would love your expertise to grow a larger clone body. Do you know anything about that?
He folds his arms and takes a leafy finger and taps it on his face, and then he kind of shrugs and says, as if he's saying, maybe worth a shot.
Good. Now, I noticed that these myconid people have sticky, black, tarry feet, and some type of magic from the fog is affecting their movement. Would you know anything about that?
He nods again, a little bit more slowly, yeah, I've noticed that. Shrug. You do see there is a makeshift tent in a kind of an open common area, and there are what looks to be 5 humanoids that are being administered to. And you see one of these myconids kind of brings a pan and tips its head forward and just kind of scrunches up its wrinkled face, and a little bit of clear liquid drops into the pan, and they just kind of funnel it into a little cup and feed it to one of the people. And this person had been thrashing around, seeming to have hallucinations, but they calm, and over the period of about a minute fall into a restful sleep, a healing rest. So they show you to one of these homes that is down underneath the roots, and they knock on the door, but the little mushroom, who you've heard Asher call him Honey Scamp, bursts inside, says, "Grandma, we're home." And as you walk in, you can see there is a older myconid with kind of apron on, and she goes, "Oh, thank heavens you're here. Welcome." So she's wearing kind of leafy clothes, and she's a bit short compared to some of the other adults you've seen. You can tell, you can see her cap has some coloring inside that looks kind of wine red, but a little grayed and tainted. She puts on a big wrinkled smile and said, "Welcome to my home. I hope you'll help save us and help save my baby girl."
Hey, you guys, I say telepathically, Are we going to cast that magic circle? I'm confused. What's going on? I've been a gas cloud and I've been playing hide and seek, and I gotta admit, I don't really know what's happening right now. Are we doing the magic circle casting, or like, hi grandma, what's up? You
can hear a voice cut in on your teleportation.
That was to my telepathically to Beans and Boltzmann. Like, hey, Beans and Boltzmann, what's going on? I'm confused.
So you can hear a voice cut in on your telepathic link, and you hear the grandma's voice say, "All can be explained. It is worth taking a bit of the time."
What does that mean? What the cryptic is going on?
Olive, just listen to the grandma, all right? If you give it enough time, grandmas will explain everything, typically.
She gives Roberta a big hug. Roberta has to get down on one knee because this mushroom lady is quite short. And then the same with Scarlet, and the other members of the circle kind of let themselves in, sit down. They said, and then she addresses you and says, "So you're the heroes we've hired to come help us deal with this pestilence today."
Indeed, Grandma Honeyscamp. I am Boltzmann. This here is Beans, and this olive jar is Olive.
Twinkle.
Beans is still invisible.
She looks directly at you, Beans, and says, "I've been looking forward to meeting you as well." And then...
Hey, did you know a friend of ours had a beard made out of you? A long time ago.
Tell Nezgrax I say hi the next time you see him.
How does she know Nezgrax?
Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it.
I'm scared of this woman. I'm scared of all this. I thought we were just going to cast a magic circle. The lights are twinkling schizophrenically.
Olive, give it time. Grandmas will explain everything. Now tell us more, Grandma Honeyscamp.
Grandmas don't have all the time in the world.
No, they don't.
True. Okay, so she says, "We are precious short on time, and my granddaughter, my baby girl, is out there and in danger, and I don't want to waste any of it." But
no, I meant you're gonna die soon.
Everybody dies someday, young man.
I can cast Revivify, Beans, don't worry.
It's all part of the circle of life. Now, because we are short on time, I would normally, take some time and do this whole tea ceremony. Let's go ahead and skip past that. And you see she goes and grabs a jar of fermented vegetables off of a shelf in her kitchen, and she has a pan of biscuits that she's made and says, "Come, sit down." And the other members of the circle come sit at the table. There are seats enough for you as well.
Mr. Langley, help me get on this chair. I'm rolling around on wheels. This is Olive. Put her on a chair as well. Beans can sit. Mr. Langley can sit. I believe we're all rounded up.
And canonically, I'm going to say the hour ends about now.
Maybe we should open up the jar.
Olive, if you have an idea of how you'd like to spring back into being, or I can either. Okay.
You tell me.
Okay, so
I'll roll with it. Probably not as well as Boltzmann.
Yeah, I'm going to say
that was a joke, ladies and gentlemen. That was a joke from Olive. Right. Get it down on your bingo cards. Take a drink. However you're doing this.
You see an alligator tail start to stick out of the jar, and then just kind of like a slinky just unfold out of the jar. Olive just magically appears, basically, but all just 1 inch at a time.
Ew. I'm back, everybody. Hi, mushrooms.
Great job, Olive. I'm glad you didn't disperse.
Roberta hands you a charm.
Was that a possibility? Okay.
All right. So are you sitting, Olive, or are you too weirded out?
I check the chair carefully for Chihuahua-sized mushroom people, and then I sit gently upon it.
Okay. Yeah, there's no Chihuahua-sized yet. So at this point, I have some exposition to go through, but do it in character. So she explains, the pestilence arrived a long ago, perhaps a millennia ago, is described in our stories as an alien creature of pure darkness. It was jealous of life and sought to destroy all. It was captured and contained by a powerful Armilian druid with the help of the naiad Anwin and the queen of the forest, a powerful dryad named Aidin. And we, the Myconids, have tended to the spring and tree ever since to make sure this pestilence remained contained. That is why we have such powerful charms on our city to keep people from approaching. 3 weeks ago, there was a phenomenon that struck the weakened tree. It was lightning, crashes of thunder, but there was no storm that night. And now there's a deep gash in the tree, and the fog started to roil out. We've not been able to keep up with the damage. We've had to kind of hide up in our home.
Can't you reverse the damage to the tree?
I'm afraid that once the evil spirit was, partially uncontained, it became very difficult for us to even approach safely. My granddaughter wanted to be a hero, and so she went out with an axe. Our people are not warriors, but she's got a warrior spirit, and she hoped to go, fight this monster, and she became possessed. And she's now, the pestilence's main...
Like host?
Yeah. Sorry. Tip of the tongue syndrome. Anyways, yeah. The main body. She still can't venture far from the spring or the tree at this time. Do you have any other questions for her about the spring, the tree, the...
I am just a crocodile with no knowledge of magic. Do you want me to defend you as you do the circle? That's how I can offer my help.
All right, Olive, I can see that you are ready to get going on this. Please, everybody, have a biscuit.
Olive eats the biscuit.
Okay.
Not that biscuit. This biscuit.
No, let's eat that biscuit and see what happens.
Okay, so now, do each of you partake?
No, hang on.
We're all immune to poison. Come on, guys. Eat the grandma's biscuit. Let's get out of here.
Sure. Boltzmann takes the biscuit, opens his mandible lid, and shoves it in his lower body.
Hang on, let me just dip my biscuit in Boltzmann's tank. Hang on.
It is a
just
fish biscuit.
Test it.
Ooh.
Wait.
Be careful,
Why?
Beans. We're inside a tree.
Well, we'll see. Dip. Oh no, I dropped it. Oh, it's got to go all soggy in there. Well, at least the piranhas will have something to eat.
Yeah.
No. Boltzmann will use a
it's
mage
getting all
hand
mushed.
to fish it out and give it back to Beans.
Oh, it's a bit ruined now, isn't it?
It's just covered in cerebral fluid. Some of us need us to live. It's not going to do you any harm, I think. It might make you a little bit smarter.
Oh, no, thank you. Yeah.
There are others on the pan you can take if you want.
Maybe just a little nibble. Sorry,
Okay.
I've eaten lots of fish today.
And then all about the same time, you all feel tugged from your bodies. And I'm going to go in alphabetical order. So if you could remove your headphones, we're going to go Beans, then Boltzmann, then Olive. So just watch for the wave. Hello, Beans. How are you doing today? You feel this grandmotherly presence talking directly to you.
I'm quite confused, but that's normal.
Did you enjoy the fish cookies?
Well, I mean, it was okay. I mean, maybe lighten up on the salt next time. The fish already live in it. You don't need to add more.
How is the detective agency coming? How's that coming along?
Well, I mean, you know how it goes. It takes a long time to sort itself out. There's a lot of paperwork and that requires writing, and I did learn to read quite a long time ago, but it's boring. Like, do you have any idea how long it takes to do all that paperwork and get the documents signed and get like ID cards, and there's something called a pension, which Crud said I should look into.
Oh, I know, so
But I have
much
no idea what that's
red
about.
tape. It's just, yeah, it is. It's a lot, isn't it?
Anyway, why do you ask, mysterious voice?
How do you feel about all this? Do you think you can deal carefully with this monster and not hurt my granddaughter?
Well, I mean, not to brag, but we did explode a giant worm not that long ago. So, I don't know, maybe.
Well, just don't explode her is all I'm asking.
I wasn't the one who exploded them. I just jumped into the worm's mouth and teleported out. So
That was an amazingly heroic thing you did, Beans. I know your heart is in the right place.
Oh, that's handy. The doctor was saying otherwise. They said it was
Really?
in completely the wrong place for my body type, yeah. They said they'd have to look at me and do some tests, but I'll tell them I had a second opinion and they said it was fine.
Did Dr. Crud say that?
Yeah, I think he might have just been wanting to cut me open.
If I offered you a nugget of wisdom, Beans, would you take it?
I don't know, what's nugget made out of?
Wisdom.
Oh. I mean, if it was fish, then I'd go yes, but if it's just wisdom... I mean, can I just, like, put it in my pocket for later? Is that an option?
I suppose you could hear it now and consider it later.
Okay, I mean, I can't guarantee I'll remember it, but... I mean, go for it. If it'll get you out of my head, then...
You can feel a warm chuckle from her presence, and she says, "Now I know
worm
you."
chuckle. Worms? Where?
Warm chuckle, and you.
Warm.
And she says in a like very grandmotherly fashion, "Take life as it comes. I know you've been concerned that some of your friends are getting children and families. You'll meet new people, and not everyone will be a Dr. Crud the Third to you, but they don't need to be. It's natural for us to fear things that change. But if you take the time to stop and look around, you can make sure you're doing what matters most to you and spend time with those that matter the most to you."
Okay, Beans has pulled out like a little notebook and is scribbling away happily. He goes, okay. I wrote down fish cake ?
Excellent. Okay, and then swoop, we're going to shift over to Boltzmann now.
Hello.
How are you, Boltzmann? How are those spider legs doing? Are they drying out yet?
Dr. Crud keeps talking about the circulation. I feel like he might have a point. They do need a little bit of moisture.
Yeah. What? And you feel you're in the room still, but you're just, if anything, more present. Even though you've been touched in the true self is basically what she would call it. And so you are feeling her presence very strongly, and she's addressing you while she's addressing you, and it's very grandmotherly, very loving presence. And she says, "What's your plan for your next major upgrade, Boltzmann? What is the next perfect body?"
What's happening here? Are you inside my mind? I suppose there's no harm in talking to you. You seem like you know most things already. I am planning to clone a human body that's extra large so that my enlarged and gorged brain can go in there, and I might glow a little bit from the eyes, but that's not going to be a problem for me. Why am I telling you this? You're very persuasive.
That sounds pretty amazing, Boltzmann. I know you sometimes worry this is all some kind of dream. Tell me, even if that were true, what's the worst case scenario? What does that mean for you, Boltzmann?
I suppose you were talking about the idea that reality itself is a simulation, that I am making it all up. I am a brain in a jar, and isolated from any stimuli, I might be imagining this entire universe, which certainly would be less unlikely than the universe actually existing. But I suppose in practical matters, there's no way it could make a difference unless this is a simulation I could escape. And that I could see the real world. Why am I telling you all this information? What are your thoughts on this? You seem all-knowing. Is the world real or not?
I'm not all-knowing. I am merely very insightful, let's say. I know your heart, Boltzmann, is in the right place. You are always trying to help people. I just want to talk to you and see, make sure that you'll be able to focus out there and keep my granddaughter safe is all. If I offered a nugget of wisdom, would you take it?
I would certainly accept it. Whether I will act on it is a different matter.
Absolutely. Boltzmann, as a person of such godly intellect, you have the ability to cause so much greatness and so much destruction. It would become easy for you to see everyone else around you as lesser beings like ants or insects. Do you worry about that?
I suppose as my intellect transcends, it becomes more difficult to connect with other people.
Well, I understand you are a man of science, so my advice is to continue to be that man of science. I don't want you to act against that. Lean into it. Don't cut any corners. Do the control tests. Do the small scale. Do the due diligence. And do the science, Boltzmann. And please, bring my granddaughter home safe if you can.
You're right, Grandma Honeyscamp. I have to implement my control groups. I've been slacking on the methods. People don't notice because I'm a very good academic writer, but my method sections don't make any sense.
Your brain is so big, you grasp concepts and words that are so big, too big for other people. It happens. I understand. Yes. I don't even grasp a lot of what you know. You're very intelligent, Boltzmann.
Yes, I know, Grandma Honeyscamp. I will abide by the scientific method. I will try and experiment truly and empirically. Thank you for this insight. That's a good nugget of wisdom.
Thank you, Boltzmann. And you feel this warmth kind of, if you had a body, it would be in your chest. So I guess kind of in the emotional cortex. And as we shift over to Olive. Hello, Ms. Olive. I'm so pleased to meet you.
Oh, gosh, everybody's in my head today.
It does feel like I'm in your head, but I'm not reading your thoughts. It's more like I have touched your true self with my true self, and we are meeting.
Hi.
Astrally. Because you mentioned you had been studying astral projection recently, you're noticing this is exactly what she's doing. She's a very powerful monk.
Hey.
You've been playing volleyball again. How's that going?
I feel violated by your knowledge of my intimate personal details.
I'm sorry. I've foreseen that some of the possibilities that you would come here and some of the details surrounding you and your compatriots. It's hard for me not to feel some affection for you after knowing some of the things you've been through and empathizing with you quite a bit.
I'm a pretty private person. I'm not on public display. So if you could not watch me, that'd be great.
Noted. Now, Olive, I've discussed some, I've offered nuggets of wisdom to the others. I feel you are already wise. I wouldn't offer you that unless you wanted it. All I want to really ask you for is to be yourself, because I know you do what you can to help others and keep from hurting people. And my granddaughter's out there and I'm concerned for her. So if you can just do what you can for her, I'd appreciate it.
All right.
Okay. Everybody back. Okay. So then she pulls out this jar of fermented vegetables. And you can tell there are slices of a root vegetable. And she puts some on a plate in front of each of you and offers you to take a bite of this root vegetable.
Vegetables? I can't have those.
And you can see the other members of the circles are doing this as well, eating it.
Boltzmann grabs the root and says, "For science!" and shoves it into his spider mouth.
Olive vomits up everything else she's eaten today and eats the root vegetable. Olive can't digest food unless it's at least 84 degrees Fahrenheit.
And Beans?
I study Boltzmann. Because he's doing a gift for science, I may as well help. I stare at him.
Now, normally I would try to train you in how to target the true self of another being the way I have targeted each of you to have a conversation. But this vegetable will help shortcut that, circumvent that. And as you eat this vegetable, it is incredibly spicy. It is fermented wasabi, by the way.
Oh, no.
And so
There's only one food Olive dislikes.
so when you hear, people when they talk about meditation, talk about being present, you can't not be present when this pungent flavor is in your mouth and it just overpowers. It just kind of smacks the inside of your face. I don't know how this affects Boltzmann. But the side effect is
spider mandibles just catch on fire. Mr. Langley, get the fire extinguisher.
You got a little bit of an astral glow going on, and so and you notice that outside your limbs are astral limbs that reach a little further. And she says, "When you meet this creature, and it's in my granddaughter Velvetti's body, hit it with these limbs and you can knock it out of her." So you have, for 1 hour, melee attack option, 10 reach, astral arm, unarmed attack, or natural weapon attack. So it will hit pestilence inside a possessed creature without harming the creature or its body. It deals force damage.
Wow. Do we also have astral legs or just arms?
Sure. Astral legs.
Boltzmann tries to stand up.
With spider legs?
No, with his astral legs.
Oh, okay. Do you have an idea for what they are? Or otherwise, I think I'll just go with astral spider legs.
No. My idea is they're fully human legs, like they're muscular.
Okay.
Young person legs. He's just got a brain in a tube body and these astral, godly, glowing
Yes.
human limbs sticking out.
Yeah, you because you are a human. So you have human legs that from your true self that stick out below you, and you are able to, especially when you focus on them, stand upon these legs.
Oh my! I am 10 feet tall.
Also, Beans and Boltzmann are under the effect of the Bless spell, and when performing a Wisdom save, you always roll 4.
Wow.
And I think that is a great time to take a break. So, dun, we're getting ready for the big encounter.
All right.
Do that.
Okay.
Now, if you like this podcast, you should probably let other people know that you like this podcast. And how better to do that than to leave a glowing review on the podcast platform of your choice. And guess what? If it's a good review that we like, we will read it on air. You can put whatever you want in there. We will read it. And you can even request a funny voice, anything you want. Just give us a 5-star review on iTunes, on Spotify. Just give us those stars. We want those stars, please.
Yeah, we're very
We are dependent
needy.
on you.
We need them like Mario needs them. Does Mario
more.
do stars?
Yep, and joining us this time were Beans.
I think it's worth mentioning at this point that Beans is still very much invisible. So we're going to have a lot of fun with this.
Boltzmann.
All I needed was faith in science to stand up on my own 2 human legs.
And Olive.
She vomits out the wasabi.
Bye.
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 We hope that you're enjoying this episode of the Firebreathing Kittens podcast. Please leave us a review on iTunes.com. If you leave us a review, we'll read it on air. It's fun listening to the words of your review get read by the characters you know and love. So go to iTunes.com and leave us a review today. Can you think of someone who might enjoy this podcast? Please share it with them. Is their birthday coming up? A special anniversary? Would you like us to wish them a happy day on your behalf? You can arrange for us to read your shout-out on air at firebreathingkittenspodcast.com through our partnership with the website Buy Me a Coffee. Do you enjoy reading books? You can find paperbacks and ebooks based on our adventures on Amazon.com in the bookstore, Firebreathing Kittens, that part's all one word, podcast. The authors do a great job of adapting the stories into fun novels. We also have official merchandise on redbubble.com. Imagine owning a notepad with the Fire-Breathing Kitten logo on the front, or a t-shirt with one of your favorite characters. And lastly, I'd like to take a moment to sincerely thank all of you. We don't pay to advertise this show, so the only way we can grow is through the support of listeners like you. Thank you.
Welcome back to the Fire-Breathing Kittens. Joining us today, we have Beans.
Hello.
Boltzmann.
Look at my muscles, my astral muscles.
And Olive.
Hey, guys.
Does anyone volunteer for the recap, or shall we roll 20s?
Let's roll.
All right, let's have you all roll. What'd you get, Beans?
5.
I got a
Boltzmann's
15.
5. 15 for Beans.
8.
Okay, that's Boltzmann the winner. I got a 6.
All right, now, today, or should I say yesterday is when this adventure started, Beans was conducting an experiment on my body of sorts, where he was keeping fishes into my brain tank. It turned out to be a bad idea. I lit the Gilhart on fire.
That was just for fun.
To make a long story short, Nulisag came in, we placated him, and he had a job for us, which we had to go catch a train for in the morning. So we partied all night with crocodiles in the sewer. Then we took a train up north along the coast to Ocean Grove, a village which was kept by druids in amazing shape. Nature was flowering there, and we met a lot of these druids, a lot of them. We met Sindhu, Flit, who is a chipmunk person. We met Scarlet, who is a very, very attractive snapdragon flower person. I'm not sure if he thinks of me the same way, but maybe I should establish a telepathic connection. I feel a little bit shy. We met Biscuit, a bear person. We met Asher, who was initially missing, but then we went into the forest, which we'll get to later, and he was alright. He's a werewolf, or people think he's a werewolf. We met Roberta, a water genasi, Beatrice, who we left behind in the village with my loyal companion, Miss Motoko, and Mirao, a warforged who went with us. So, after meeting these people, we went into the forest via teleport after playing a game of musical chairs, where it turned out that that Beatrice and Miss Motoko would be staying behind. We teleported to a forest which was engulfed in a dark fog and met myconid mushroom people whose feet were covered in black goo due to this fog. There was something terribly wrong here. And we met a little myconid person called Honey Scamp, who led us to his grandma, who explained the situation. Namely, an evil being had been captured inside a world tree, which was then struck by lightning mere weeks ago and released, making turning the forest into a dark, foggy place filled with dark magics. And the fog has been possessing people, including Grandma Honey Scamp's granddaughter, who's now the host for this demonic fog. Now, the tree cannot be repaired, but we can go into the fog and fight this host while the druids conduct a ritual to bind the evil demonic fog back into the tree. And now that all of this has happened, we had a lovely one-on-one with Grandma Honey Scamp, And she gave all of us some personal revelations, I think. And then she granted us all astral limbs, which are 10 feet long. In the case of myself, I have astral, glowing, muscular, human arms and legs. And I will now turn around to see what's going on with Beans and Olive. I forgot that Olive was a gas and was kept in a jar for a good hour.
Point of order, did Beans end up partaking of the fermented root?
I don't think so, no.
Okay.
But it's okay. It's okay. Beans is invisible, so wait to see. And also, Beans has 3 fish, a butterfly, and a frog handy, so...
Well, Huey, Dewey,
don't
and
count
Bernard
him
are...
out just yet. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're hanging out with Boltzmann at the
They're
moment.
hanging out with Boltzmann, but yeah.
Yeah. They're hanging out with their
No, I
uncle.
wasn't able to teleport them since they are living beings. The fish are probably dead now.
They're like flopping on the ground where Boltzmann used to be back in the garden. Whoops.
I'm sorry, Beans. If it's any consolation, I think Miss Motoko probably ate them.
I mean, it's okay. Bernard was a bit of an ass.
That's what you get for biting my medulla oblongata, says Boltzmann.
Medulla oblongata? I barely know her.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so you prepare to leave, it sounds like, and the circle is ready as well. They show you to a door on the back side of the village. If you had entered at the front, you are now going out the back. Same thing where they create a doorway where the fibers of these trees move aside for you. And on the other side, it seems even darker. But Sindhu comes with you, but she is very slow. So as you kind of come to this point on a hill where you peek over this log, it's a fallen over tree that looked like it was 5 feet in diameter, and you peek over it, you can see down this hill sloping down, and the fog clears a little bit just because it all fills this grove. It's a dead grove, actually, where there is a lake of boiling sap and a gigantic tree, the queen of the forest tree with a diameter of, somewhere around 20 feet, extending high into the air, almost too high to judge, really. And but all along the side of the tree is this deep, charred scar. All other greenery in the area is shriveled and dead. At the base of the tree is a bustle of activity, and you see there are some towns workers down there. There's a group of townspeople that seem just exhausted and are laying down, and then there are others that are working on cutting the tree down. And they're working a gigantic version of one of those 2-man saws, but it's taking eight people to operate this thing.
Are they trying to take down the queen of the forest?
Yes. It looks like they're maybe 15% in to the trunk of the tree. Asher comments that the way they're cutting it is kind of stupid, and woodcutters would know this, that the way that it's cutting, if they were to fell the tree, the trunk would shunt aside and squash all of them before it fell.
Oh, wow. You should tell them that, Asher.
He says, yeah, I don't know if they'll listen, but, we should probably try to stop them.
Hey, they think you're a werewolf, right?
I kind of am a werewolf.
Yeah, so they'll listen to a werewolf.
Hey! People over there! Yo! We got a professional woodcutter.
These people are possessed, right?
So you hear the...
Asha, am I correct that these people Olive is shouting to are possessed by the fog?
Yeah, I think so. And everybody in the circle tenses up because you hear shuffles as out of the fog, a number of animated trees are coming your direction.
You're welcome. You're cutting it wrong, though. Just saying.
I guess we are headed into combat.
All right.
Boltzmann will custom mage armor, I guess. I think my first one has run out. We've spent more than 8 hours.
Sure. Let's go ahead and roll initiative.
Woot woot. Uh-oh. Well, at least I rolled a 1 on this. That's fine.
3. 8.
Boltzmann's got a 19.
So
Okay.
I have a 6 in total.
6 in total. Okay.
Just really awkward because Boltzmann probably needs the most time to figure out his moves, whereas Olive and I can just go run a punch, or run away.
So Roberta goes, shh, darn it. And then goes, oh, no, this is perfect. You created the distraction. So they go off to sneak around the other side of the forest. They're going to try to set up their magic circle close to the tree if they can get to it. And we come to Boltzmann's turn.
All right. So these tree people are coming toward us.
Yes, there are 5 of them.
Crazy. Boltzmann is going to... how far away are they?
At this point, 40 feet.
40 feet. Boltzmann will cast a 5th level synaptic static as his astral limbs tense up, and whatever thought activity these trees have, he's going to try and interrupt through electrical means, and they may all make an intelligence saving throw.
Okay. One of them rolled a 20. The other ones were all very bad.
Okay.
All under 10 for the other ones.
All right. So I rolled very poorly on my damage. It's going to be 20 damage to all the ones that failed, and every time it attacks or makes an ability check, it's going to roll a d6 and subtract that from its roll, as well as Constitution saving throws to maintain concentration. And the one that succeeded on the save with a natural 20 is going to take half the damage. It's going to take 10 damage. Boltzmann will start his blade song, go into like a combat stance with his muscular, tall, psychic arms, and is going to draw a harpoon from his torso and hold it into one of the astral arms. I suppose I can attack with the astral arms themselves, right? I don't need that. And then Mr. Langley will whip out a... Oh no, Mr. Langley will stand next to Boltzmann and protect him, since I used my bonus action to start my blade song. That's going to be my turn.
Okay, excellent. Very strong start, as it looks like already 2 of the trees. I'm using swarm rules, so the HP you deal to the swarm as a whole will reduce the numbers. So it looks like 2 of them have already dropped their limb arms and grown limp, as the other 3 are advancing. You feel a dark presence cast its attention on you at this point and go, what is this? And going to each of you, please make a wisdom saving throw.
Could I counterspell this? Am I seeing something?
Let's see. You can see there's a figure on the sap, in the little sap pond, and it stands some 6 feet tall and is covered in what looks like amber glistening armor, and it does seem to be using an ability. I think it is a spell-like ability, so sure, I'm going to say, yeah, I think you can counterspell this.
Oh, okay. Boltzmann is going to use a reaction to try and counterspell this. And is it a spell that's over level 3?
Roll me a quick Arcana check.
That's a 2 plus 19 for a total of 21.
Okay. And you didn't get 1, so this was basically just because this isn't a spell you would know, so you sense that it is around level 5.
Okay. I will roll for it.
Okay. And so just for the players, this is counterspell. You're casting at the 3rd level?
Yes.
And so the DC...
And I rolled an 18.
Rolled an 18.
Plus a lot of intelligence, so...
Oh, wow. Yeah, okay. That works. And we come to Olive's turn at this point.
I'm 40 feet away. Can you describe the situation for me, please?
Sure. You are behind a log at the top of a hill, and these trees have advanced up the hill toward you, and they are about 40 feet away. The sap pond is about 60 feet, starts at about 60 feet beyond you, and the figure standing in the center of that pond is probably another 40 feet.
Do I have the ability to astral punch things?
Yes.
I vomited up the wasabi. Okay. All right. Is the figure in the sap the granddaughter?
Yes. She is standing quite a bit taller than any of the myconids, but you can tell there's this buildup of sap seems to be controllable by the monster.
Is she a myconid? Is she a 1 foot tall mushroom?
She's a 3.5 foot tall mushroom, enhanced by all this sap armor.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm here to distract and punch and incapacitate. So my plan is I will head towards the granddaughter through the field of evil little trees. And since I have a 55-foot movement, that means I'm going to move 55 feet towards the granddaughter, punching evil trees on the way. So I've rolled 4 to hits and I've got 4 damages. Is that possible, DM?
Absolutely. What are your to hits? I'll just tell you, the armor class is 14. These are easy to hit.
27, 21, 23, and 30.
All right, 4 hits.
Yeah. And so I'd like to imagine that Olive doesn't really like biting down on trees. The branches stick in the roof of your mouth and it's uncomfortable. So instead of biting these enemies, what I'm doing is, for my unarmed strike, is I would like to tail whip them, because I am an alligator with a tail, and kick them to protect my precious hands.
Especially while running, I imagine that's a very effective method. So,
ooh, parkour off the trees. Woo!
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So that is, I would hit the first. How many enemies are there? It's swarm math, so I should just tell you the total.
Yeah. Go ahead and tell me the hit damage.
Okay, I'm going to add these 4 numbers together. 42 damage total.
Oh, wow.
If 9 plus 13 plus 7 plus 13 is 42.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. We're down to, okay. Yeah. We're down to 2 of these trees still up and operating, as your tail has just wailed on some of the limbs here. And you've made it to pretty much the end of the pond. And you can see pretty clearly here, from here, the creature standing on what seems to be some solidified floor of solid amber sap.
Granddaughter honey scamp.
All right. That brings us to Beans.
Okay, so out of nowhere,
Invisible.
Yeah, quite literally, an invisible Beans. You know how cats, when they can leap and all 4 of their paws just aim straight forward, like when they land on you, their claws dig into your entire body and they try and run around you and the claws just go. Well, this is what happens to one of those trees where Beans lands on, still invisible, so they feel nothing, and then Beans just starts running straight up and clawing as we go, so shredding the bark as he runs up to the top. For those same 4 hits that Olive gets, the lowest of my rolls was a 20.
Oh, wow.
That's with
4 hits.
And then I also get sneak attack because I have 1 level in rogue.
Yep, that invisibility.
And that invisibility is pretty sweet, so that's a total of 50 damage. It's all magical, if that helps, as was Olive's.
Awesome. Yeah, awesome show, you guys. I love monks. And
then
so
we'll use the rest of our movement just to run off behind the other tree and hide behind a non-living tree if at all possible. Not specifically using the hide action, but thematically going, I'm a crouch somewhere.
Okay.
It made sense visually.
Yeah, definitely. I get it. All right. So the tree, after that that beating and the other two going limp, turns around to come and find you and take a swipe for a slam attack. 18 to hit, Beans?
No, actually, no. Aha, braces of defense are actually a good idea for once.
And swish and a miss. At this point, you can hear Velvetti is the name of the granddaughter, and you can hear her in the, you know, that movie thing where you hear a person's voice, but then you hear a deeper voice behind it at the same time, and she goes like, go get them. And 5 little blobs of sap crawl out of the sap pond, and they are all, you can almost see through them, except for that they've blackened quite a bit, and they crawl forward very slowly. They slink along. They I think they only have like 10 movement. That's 20. Okay, so I'm gonna say they crawled along from the whole side of the pond, so only 2 of them can get to Olive right now. No, those were crap rolls, so neither of them hit. So those were summoned.
I dodge out of the way of the incredibly slow. With my monk alligator reflexes, I barrel roll to the side.
Barrel roll.
I mean, feasibly, you probably could just lift your foot up.
I gently step over them.
Yeah.
And actually, they're small sap. So basically a gelatin monster. But we come to the druid circle has now approached kind of from the, not completely the other side, but from an angle have approached the tree, and Asher leading has just run in with astral arms 5 feet ahead of him, wailed in, swiping at some of his fellow coworkers actually at the mill, and 4 of them fall down asleep from the astral blows. They are completely exhausted.
Oh, I could have been doing that. Oops.
And Boltzmann.
So, how far away is Velvetti?
About 100 feet from you.
About 100 feet from me?
Yes.
Okay. And the trees are in between?
Most of them are down, and you are on a hill, so yes, but they are between.
Okay. Boltzmann is going to. I think the monk friends are well gone, right? Like you are punching people, punching trees, more likely.
I'm making salad.
Yeah. Boltzmann grabs Mr. Langley by the shoulder and says, "My faithful assistant, let's do this. Let's try out these bad boys for science." And dimension doors next to Velvetti.
Ooh,
together with Mr. Langley. 10 feet away, and then as a bonus action, he will command Mr. Langley to attack using his arcane assault rifle, the wand of magic missiles.
Is this key astral punching too?
I guess it's force damage. I think it's probably a bad idea, but Mr. Langley, he will just attack normally. He will just do a normal attack to see if that actually hurts the person. He's not gonna kill her in one blow, right? He's got one attack, and that is a 27 to hit.
That hits.
Mr. Langley has a force-empowered rend, so the damage he does is force damage. Some energy crackles between his monkey arms, between the 2 cuffs that he's got on. He's got like a nice little bow tie and cuffs, and he slashes at this Myconid grandchild with force damage. And let's see if that what that does. It's going to be 7 damage.
So you see, you teleport. You're standing on solid sap amber, and it's really sticky. You know, if you've ever worked with wood, out in the forest, cut limbs or whatever, and it gets on your clothes, and it just can't. Even you can wash it with alcohol, and it just still sticks. But so Mr. Langley swings forward to attack, and punches through some of this armor crack, and you can see the myconid inside the armor, this sap armor, wince heavily as it takes, as the girl takes 6 damage.
Okay, so that, but is she still up, correct?
Roll medicine.
That's a 16 for medicine.
She's pretty hurt. I mean, she is just a youngster.
Okay, all right. Hey, science done. If you force rend children, then they get hurt. This is good to know, Mr. Langley. It's all to save these people. And that's going to be my turn.
Okay. She turns, she turns to you, and kind of screeches and then targets you and Mr. Langley. Make wisdom saving throws.
Counterspell.
Go ahead. I'm
going to do a 4th level counterspell.
Okay. 5th level. Go ahead and
4th level.
Oh, 4th level. Roll.
The spell is 5th level. I'll roll.
The spell is 6th level.
6th level. Okay. I'm gonna need that bless. Gives me a 1d4 to this, right?
Does it apply? It does attack rolls and saving throws.
Oh, okay. I thought ability checks too. In that case, that's gonna be a 4 plus 9. A 13 is not enough.
Unfortunately, no. But you can add your bless to the wisdom saving throw, and it's a guaranteed +4.
It's cocked. That's a 16 plus 5, including the bless.
Okay.
21 total.
Oh, that does pass. Okay.
And Mr. Langley, I will roll for Mr. Langley. Nat 20. Of course, Mr. Langley is the most solid butler there is.
Awesome. I just read that constructs are immune to this effect. So,
okay.
Does Warforged race say something like that on their race description about being affected by things? Okay. So you were affected, but not Mr. Langley. So you only take half damage, so that's 9 psychic damage as she howls.
Due to the Crown of Polaris, I have resistance to psychic damage, so I will halve that 9 to a 4.
Oh, wow. And we come to Olive's turn.
Olive was about 5 feet from the edge of the sap pond.
Yes.
She can run across liquids, so in her mind, she's going to run across this sap pond. Now, whether or not that works, with the stickiness of the feet that's about to happen, we'll see. I attempt to run towards the 3.5-foot tall grandchild Velvetia.
You have a very high movement, right? It's in the 50s?
55 feet.
Yes, so you can run over it because it's mostly water. Because it's sticky, it's like having your movement speed, but you do make it to the solid sap center in the middle of the pond.
I use my movement to kind of if you could jump while you were running, and then there's a certain, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, there's a certain wrestler for WWE who likes to jump in midair and Superman punch things. Okay, I have Roman Reigns, the little girl, and I try to hold out both fists and just plow into her. Yeah.
With the astral arms?
Yeah.
Okay.
Magically punch the child.
I magically punch the child. So my to hits for math, what this looks like is a 19 to hit.
No, that just misses.
A 21 to hit.
Yes, that hits.
A natural 1 for a 12 to hit, which misses, and another 21 to hit. So that's only 2 hits. So as I'm soaring in the air past her, I miss with the first fist, but I hit with the second, and I snap the tail to get her on the way past. So that is 21 damage astrally to the little girl. And if you'd like me to land in a heap afterwards, that's fine.
No, I think you are perfectly capable of all of this as such a powerful monk at this point. You notice a dark shadow kind of shift out of her body slightly and then just slightly attach back in, but it looks like you're very close to knocking it out with your astral arms.
Beans, we're close. You can do it. I don't know where you are because I can't see you, but I shout in general.
No, not many people can.
And it is Bean's turn.
Okay, so we just got the one nasty tree to take care of, right?
Okay.
So my thinking is it's basically just going to be, run back and scratch it right up again. So we're going to do this bit by bit because it may die after 4 hits because I rolled my 4 times and it's a 15, 23, 28 and 30. So if one will
all hit.
If one will shred it up, then we can save those until we run into the fray with the rest of the team. So we'll do this bit by bit and do the damage one by one, and you can tell me whether it crumbles into woody sawdust.
What's the first hit? Damage.
The first hit is a 11 damage.
Yeah, when it takes that, is it a punch?
No, it's a scratch. Magical scratch. I've got claws. Why would I punch?
Okay, when it takes that scratch, it's looking very worse for wear. So would you like to roll the second damage?
Yes, the second damage would be an 8.
And that takes it down.
Okay, so we're two, very much like Zorro. We scratch a quick bee in it and is like, oh, no, can't take it. Oh, and the tree dramatically goes down. Oh. Then we've got 2 hits left to go, so we had so that was using the 15 and the 23, so we've got a 28 and a 30 left, and I've got 65 feet of movement, so I reckon I can probably get towards this child that everyone seems to be wanting to beat up.
So you are about 20 feet from the edge of the sap, and then you're trying to get about 15 feet of a jump in.
Oh, I can also run across it because
And you can run across it.
Monk, baby.
So if you jump, it won't slow down your movement. If you walk on it, it will take double movement to cross because it's sticky.
It is. Okay. What I'm going to do is activate my feline agility because that will double my movement speed for this turn and this turn only. So I can run into the middle, have a couple of scratches, and then I'll have enough to run out the other side as well. Do my classic Beans strafing run. So I will go and do that. Beans, like Road Runner. The legs start twirling around in circles. Go, like the sap flies everywhere as Beans sprints across the surfaces of this sap pond. It just does 2 quick zoop zoop as we go past for a total of 21 damage.
So you did not eat the wasabi, right? So you're not attacking with astral limbs?
Nope. Just
okay, so you're punching the little
magical girl. I guess if you wanna put it that way, sure.
Okay, so I'm going with
Can Boltzmann interfere since he just did the science?
I'm going with the DM rule that's usually in place that you can do non-lethal on this if you want.
Well, yeah, I mean, like as far as I'm concerned, default damage is non-lethal.
Okay. Okay, so you knock out the little girl mushroom. She's 3.5 feet tall. She goes limp in this structure, the statue-like structure of amber plates, and this black roiling shadow rises from her. Can you read me the total of that damage again? Sorry.
That was 21 magical slashing damage.
Excellent.
And the rest of Beans' movement is more or less skidding across or like skimming like a stone, just like slap, slash, trying to stop and goes, boing, boing, boing.
Oh, but it makes that sound that your shoe makes on linoleum when you leave the black mark. Like squeak, because it's sticky. So like you're ripping it.
And then we land on the other side of the pond. But I can't move. Actually, I don't think I can move next turn. I'll just double check that. But that's the end of Beans' turn.
Okay.
Actually, no, I can move. I just can't use that feline agility until I move 0 feet on one of my turns. Okay.
So a green cloud of poison roils up from the sap pond, but I know all of you are immune to poison. I read your sheets.
We all huff it.
But she doesn't know that. But it's there.
Boltzmann, get some in the jar. We want to... we can replicate it.
Olive, when did you turn into a gas again?
I farted.
Okay, so the little the sap monsters, they start making their way toward the tree, and you see Asher is going to the other side of the tree and stopping them from continuing to cut down the tree.
You're doing it wrong. You gotta cut it like this.
And it looks like Roberta Rosum is able to cast her magic circle, and the druid circle gathers around and all channel energy into this circle. And you can see the first magic circle lights up, and then another circle starts to form inside. It is now Boltzmann's turn.
So 2 questions. How is Valvetti looking? And how is the tree looking?
Valvetti is not looking good. She's been through quite an ordeal, even before being punched. And the tree is still quite solid. It is the lightning has done quite a bit of damage and scarred it along the side where the sap pond is. But it looks like the workers were not able to get very far into cutting it. You guys made it here in quick time with that teleport.
So they're not really making progress with that.
No.
Okay, and by Valvetti, I mean the sap monster, not the little girl inside. I know the little girl is unconscious.
Oh.
How is the sap monster looking?
So it's in kind of like a spectral form now. So some of its attributes have changed, but the damage done to it previously is still there. Little above game talk.
Okay. Boltzmann is going to extend his astral hand and says, "Stop messing with my mind!" And is going to cast Hold Monster, trying to paralyze this creature. This spell has no effect on undead. It may make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. As you reach out to cast this, she burns a spell slot and counterspells it at the 5th level.
Counterspell the counterspell.
We've done it, you guys. We've achieved the goal.
You've achieved. We're at the Magic the Gathering stack now. Yeah, I don't think she's expecting that. So go ahead and cancel. So go ahead and do your spell. What was?
I don't have a 5th level slot. I'm gonna burn a 4th level slot to do this.
Okay.
And I rolled a 19, so that's gonna be a success.
Absolutely.
Counterspelling her counterspell, so the Hold Monster will go through.
Excellent. What was that save again? Sorry.
A wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom. She rolled 11.
That's a fail. So she's paralyzed right now. And at the end of each of her turns, she can make another wisdom saving throw to end this paralyzed condition. But for now, Boltzmann is using, like he did with the trees, where he was using their own mind energy against them. He is fully paralyzing whatever consciousness is within this thing, so it can't move. He knows all about how minds and bodies interact because he's a brain in a jar, and he's now going to disable that process on this sap monster.
On
and
the specter, the pestilence creature?
Yes.
Okay. Yep, it is disabled by the paralyzed condition.
Yeah. Paralyzed creature is incapacitated, can't move, can't speak, can't take actions, can't take reactions.
Oh, no, sorry. I'm not used to running creatures this powerful. Condition immunities does have paralyzed.
Damn it. Okay.
Sorry.
So Boltzmann has contained it, and then this creature's mind just is as liquid as its body and just breaks free from his grasp.
Slips out, yes.
No! That's going to be my turn. And Mr. Langley just... stands back and fans Boltzmann to calm him down in this moment of stress and gets ready to deflect any attacks that may come in.
Okay, so at this point you feel kind of like a roiling hatred coming from this form, not in the form of words. You just feel it. And each of you, please make a wisdom saving throw.
That die slipped from my hand and it was a natural 1.
Okay.
Non-natural 20, and let me know if that fails, because I have Diamond Soul.
That succeeds.
23.
And that also succeeds. Let me see. There's actually no half damage on this thing, so you're clear. Boltzmann takes 14 psychic damage, which I know is halved.
To 7.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then you use your reaction to make a melee attack against one creature of the Pestilence's choice. So,
I believe the Pestilence used their reaction to cast Counterspell.
You're right.
Bow, 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 bow.
Oh.
Smart players, yay.
Although it is her turn, so she might get a reaction back. Damn, did I just talk myself out of that one?
I think you did. Sorry. I would have loved for it to have worked out for you, but yeah. Go ahead and roll attack on Mr. Langley. Just a melee attack.
I need to roll melee attack on Mr. Langley.
Yes.
Don't make me do this, DM. Okay, so in the name of science, I'm going to attack with my astral arms. Oh no, Mr. Langley. And the question I have is, are these considered a magic weapon? Because as a Battlesmith Artificer, I use my intelligence bonus for attacks with magical weapons. So the question is this...
I mean, personally, I would say so. They're literally made of magic, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then that's good to know.
How do you kill a monkey like this?
Oh, Boltzmann is just going to be so sad. But it's not a spell attack. It's just going to be a plus 14 to hit.
Simply a plus 14.
Yes,
that's a total of 28.
Oh, wow. What did you do?
What's the damage roll on this die?
It's
on this weapon.
It's an unarmed strike. So whatever your unarmed strike damage is.
I suppose it's a 1 plus my intelligence bonus, which is plus 9.
The monks in the group will tell you that an unarmed strike does a d4 of damage. I think that's what I started out at.
Yeah. For monks, it's a d4, but I think for regular robots,
I think for regular
like
is
myself,
your strength modifier.
Really?
It's 1 plus your strength modifier, but given that this is my astral form, I'm adding my intelligence to it since it's a magic weapon. So it's 1 plus 9 in this case. So I'm doing 10 damage to Mr. Langley as I clang him in the robotic head with my muscular astral hand.
I learned something today.
Your poor monkey robot.
Yeah. I mean, in his defense, I think at this point, like Mr. Langley was just like trying to polish a certain bit and like managed to like tweak Boltzmann somewhere, so he just turned around and go, "Langley, you fool!" Just cuffs him around the ear.
Hang on.
A bit.
Mr. Langley automatically takes a dodge action when I don't make him do something. So I roll with disadvantage. And the second one is a 29, so he takes 10 damage. Okay.
All right. We have 3 attacks, 2 coming at Olive and 1 coming at Beans. One of them clearly missed. It was bad. So I have a 27 and a 28. 27 for Olive and a 28 to hit Beans.
That hits me.
Is that like a melee thing?
Yes.
Because Beans is currently about 30 feet away.
They both hit me.
Oh, you ran away. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
I missed that.
Beans
somehow.
always runs away. That's
Yeah, no worries.
strafing.
Okay.
He's got this feat that lets him disengage and strafe attack.
Yeah.
Right.
Olive does not, so she's right here. What'd you hit
Okay.
me with?
We're just going with the average. So 19 psychic damage.
Oh, total?
Yes.
Okay. That's not that bad. I'm still at 96 hit points, I think.
Oh, actually, there was 2 hits because Beans was gone. So yeah, that's 2 19s. Sorry about that. 38.
That's all right.
Yeah.
I'm especially weak to psychic attacks because I don't know how to punch them. So like they bother me a lot. And I hold my head and I'm like, get out of my head! 77 hit points left.
Okay. It's your turn, Olive.
Holding my head, screaming about how everybody's like, I need some personal space. Okay, everybody's way too close today. This is not appropriate. So I fling my arms into everything, there's a gray gas cloud around me, I guess, and I'm punching it astrally.
Yeah, it's a dark shadowy form. It's floating up above Velvety.
It's a very Akira moment where I've had enough. I'm going to Akira out on you guys. My astral powers have become alive because I'm full of rage. And so I astral punch for a 16, a 30, a natural 20, and a non-natural 20 to hit. So it's a 31 on the natural 20.
Okay, so 3 of those hit, and you also get to roll crits on those, right?
Okay, so the 16 doesn't hit then? Okay. Mm-mm. So that's 12 damage, and then 14 damage, and then 13 damage. I don't know, like, if it looks like the gas, I guess, is gonna die, I guess I'll decide whether or not to keep punching it. I wouldn't, like, punch an unconscious. This is weird. I wouldn't normally punch an enemy if they fell unconscious, but, like, this is a gas cloud, so...
Can you give me the total on those?
Okay, it didn't drop.
No.
Okay, well then, if it doesn't drop unconscious and I pummel it fully, that's 39 damage.
Okay.
This makes a lot more sense for other enemy types to divide up the damage. Anyway, so 39 to the gas cloud from the astral punches from the upset monk.
Yeah, it feels those, and you can see it. The shadowy form of it roil from your hits, and it goes, "You're alive. This is wrong." Beans, you're up.
Okay, just quickly talk to me about the peeps that were cutting down the tree. What are they? How are they looking at the moment? What are they up to?
About 6 of them are asleep now, in awkward positions, laying around the tree. And 2 of them are trying to fight off Asher. They're not looking like they're going to be there much longer.
Okay, so we don't really need to worry about them. Got it. Okay. Fun time. Okay, what we're going to do is use my, whatever it's called, super teleporting skill, Shadow Step. In darkness or dim light, I can teleport up to 60 feet to an unoccupied space I can pick, and then I have advantage on the first melee attack I make before the end of the turn. So, Beans is going to teleport to the space above the sap monster and come in for an aerial attack. Smack, well, not smack, slice twice. Hey, that rhymes, nice. Slice for twice is nice. The first one with advantage. So that's a 26 and a 28 to hit.
Those hit.
Lovely. And that's 25 magical slashing damage off that. And then right. I will, because I do have that handy 65 feet of movement speed, I will just sprint back across the lake, that 32-ish feet away. And because I have the mobile feat, I don't have any opportunity attacks coming against me.
Excellent.
Boo, boo,
all
boo.
Right. Up around where you're at, Beans, a massive vine springs from the ground and tries to trap you. If you give me a strength saving throw.
Ooh, strength. That's not great. Rolled out. How's a 15 grab you?
That's a fail.
Do you have Diamond Soul Beans?
I do, so I can spend a key point to re-roll it, but I've got a +4 to strength saving throws, so don't hold your breath, anyone.
Diamond Soul gives you proficiency in all your saving throws as well.
Yeah, that is with
that's
it.
with proficiency.
But I can use that key point to re-roll it, and I rolled.
Don't forget you have bless.
Yes, you have bless.
I did forget about that, but I rolled a bit better on that one. So without the bless, that's an unnatural 20.
Okay, that passes.
Hey,
and you're able to dance around it like an agile cat that you are. Okay, the saps try to climb over the roots to get to you. 2 of them take swipes at you. Not enough, I know, for your high level. So the Druid Circle, you can donate spells, and the way this mechanic works is you cast the spell, the way you normally would, using an action and your spell slot. It has to be a leveled spell. If you donate spells to the Druid Circle by sending it to Scarlet or to Roberta, they will channel that power into the circle instead of the effect of your spell happening. So just something that is in play now that their circle has gotten going. They have got 2 more rings of the circles inside the inner ring have now filled. It is now 4 circles, and they're working on their last one. Boltzmann, you're up.
Will the magic circles automatically suck in the monster? Or do we need to bring her?
That was the hope that when Roberta was explaining it to you, yes.
That was the hope. Okay. I think we're doing all right here. We're holding off this monster for now. So I think Boltzmann is going to swipe twice using his muscular astral arms at this astral being.
Okay.
And so plus 14. So the first one is a 31.
Oh yeah.
And a nat 20.
That also hits. Yep.
Which doubles my 1 damage to a 2 plus 9. So that's 10 damage and then 11 damage for a total of 21 to the gas cloud.
All right. It's still up, but that did do damage. Do you have any more actions?
And as Boltzmann punches this gas cloud, he says, "That's right. I am alive. More so than I've ever been." And that's going to be my action. That's going to be my full turn.
You get a mental image from Miss Makoto. Some townspeople were throwing eggs at the hut, but she poked her head out and they just ran away after they saw that beast.
Good girl.
Okay.
In Boltzmann's head, he's also profusely apologizing to Mr. Langley.
I think the pestilence flies over to Beans.
Do I get an opportunity attack?
Yes.
Sweet. Does a 17 hit?
It does not.
I tried.
I have a 29 on my attack.
Oh, yeah, that hits.
So that's 10 more damage. Punch by punch.
We'll get there.
We're knocking this thing down.
Yeah, you're chewing it down. Okay, so it rolled 4 attacks against Beans, but only one of them rolled very high. So that was a 22 to hit.
Yep.
And it's going to go with average again. That's another 19 psychic damage.
Okie dokies.
Olive's turn.
I'm imagining that psychic damage to Beans is like he's up on stage and everyone's cheering. He hates it.
Yeah, it's basically, you're standing at a karaoke thing and they're like, actually, no, I've got a better one. Beans is like an open mic comedy night.
Oh, no.
And people are heckling. There's like, so there's this thing about fish, right? And they go, yeah, you're rubbish, Beans. Go cough up a fur ball.
It's Olive's turn.
Okay. How far away is the smoke monster? Or just like
30 feet.
They're cheering for you, but they're calling you Boots?
It's
He cringed. Okay.
30 feet.
30 feet. Okay, even if my movement is reduced, 55 reduced, I guess I couldn't get to it if it's difficult terrain and it's halved. So I guess I move closer and that's my turn.
If you did a jump or something like that, don't you have some cool monkey jump stuff? Monk jump thing?
You ought to be able to, Olive, because you still have a 5-foot reach with your punchy punch.
Yeah.
So even if it's
terrain
it fits 30 feet away, even if you can get 25 feet, you've got a 5-foot reach.
Okay. All right. With the tips of my fist, I punch.
Yeah, you can do it. Yeah. Go for
All
it.
right. Then a natural 1. So that's a 12 to hit. I assume that misses.
That does miss, yes.
Okay. And then 24, 26, and 22 to hit for
All hit.
33 damage total to the smoke monster using the astral projection. And I'm still screaming about my headache. And I'm like, If you're not going to do math, you got to get out. Pay rent or leave. And that ends my turn.
All right. So at this point, the monster sees what's going on with the circle and seems very panicked. It does seem pretty worn down from your guys' attacks as well. Beans, you're up.
Okay. Beans is gonna, after being heckled so cruelly by people calling him Boots, and also we don't like the idea of a nasty little monster coming over here and heckling us. So we're gonna punch it twice again. One is a natural 20, the other one is a 28 for 30 damage. Magical slashing once again. And then we just look at it directly and then teleport over to the other side of the lake, 60 feet away. Who's the loser now? Now, hopefully it'll follow and we could just repeat the same action.
So at this point, all of the townspeople are knocked out by astral arms, it looks like, and it looks like Asher's contending with the saps, which is really easy. They're very slow, and he's very strong and fast. So he's dancing around them, slashing at them with his astral werewolf claws. And
Yes, do your combat dance, everybody.
The circle fills some more. It looks like that final ring is filling quite a bit more slowly. It looks like we're getting to about 40% full on that. So, and that brings us to Boltzmann's turn.
Okay, so the final ring is going very slow.
Yeah.
Boltzmann is... can he donate a spell slot from here?
You are on the... As long as you can see the ring, and you're within, I'd say, like 60 feet. Yeah, I'd say you're a little too far standing on that, because it's behind the tree.
Okay. Presuming that donating a spell slot is not a spell, not casting a spell?
It is casting
Boltzmann
the
is
spell. It's just that the effect is donated, and rather than effect, the power goes to.
Okay. So I can't Misty Step and then donate a spell.
You can if one of those is a bonus action and one of them is an action, for example.
Yeah, but because it would be casting two spells, but...
oh, right.
If you say I can, then...
A Misty Step is a leveled spell, huh?
Yeah.
No, but if you can, with your movement,
all right, then
get a better viewpoint.
Boltzmann is going to... I think he's 100 feet away or something, so he's going to take a page from Beans' book and sees Beans manipulating the shadows, instantly comprehends it, runs forward, tears open the shadow himself, leaving a sizable tear in this forest, hops through, only manages to do 30 feet, but is still on the other side of this this gas monster and starts punching it again with both of his astral muscle fists. These attacks are rolling really well. That's another 30. And a 17. That's not very good.
Okay. So you see the shadow dissipates, but then from the gash in the tree itself, the shadow begins to reemerge. But it's taking its entire turn to do so, which brings us to
so
Olive.
it's...
Oh, unless you...
It's dissipated and it's back in the tree.
Yeah. Did you take your full turn, though? Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, I did take my full turn.
Okay.
Well, actually, I didn't say the damage yet, because those were my attack rolls. It takes 10 damage, because I presume the 17 misses.
Yeah. So effectively, above game, what happens here is it went down to 0 hit points, but has an ability that keeps it at 1, because it's tied to this tree in the spring for now.
Okay.
And we're at Olive's turn.
How far away is the tree with the shadow coming out of it?
You're very close, because it's close to where you were standing already. So 15 feet.
All right. Even if I have half movement, I can get there with my 55. So I walk over to it and I look down on it and I'd like to see what I see. What do I see?
You see down into this charred crack at the bottom of the tree where the roots splay out. There's a triangle of damage, and the shadow is roiling in the sap there. The sap is kind of moving with it, and the shadow is like a fog, and they're kind of moving together, and it's growing.
And what I know about this enemy, Grandma told me that it's some kind of like alien evil that they sealed inside this tree, that because of a lightning strike during not a storm has gotten free. So my thought is someone let it out. So I'd like to do a perception check all around me to see if anyone's watching. If it's just me and this gas creature, and if it's me, the smoke monster from Lost, and my friends, that's fine. But I'd like to know if I'm being watched.
Yeah, sure. Give me that roll, the perception roll.
Natural one. Why?
I think the colors of the bubbling sap are just somehow fascinating to you, and you're just kind of held fascinated by that for right now.
Okay, does that burn my turn?
No, no actions for that.
Okay, all right. I mean, I'm like, wow, that sap's really cool. I think it's bubbling. That's amazing. So I probably am not aware of anyone or any reason not to do this. So I'm going to, like a bear going after honey, I'm going to rip this tree apart to try to eat the sap. And these unarmed strikes are going to be me getting in there, all up in there. I'm crawling in there. I'm going for it. My alligator mouth is going to be dripping with sap when I'm done with this. And the first one is a 27 to hit for 13 damage. That's a bite. You said it had 1 hit point.
That it does.
Yes, I'm going to literally eat it. It's a 30 damage total with multiple hits for my Flurry of Blows. And part of Flurry of Blows that might be part of its ability is I can choose that it can't take a reaction until the end of my next turn. And I did hit it with a 30 and a 28 with my Flurry of Blows. So that does hit. And the Flurry of Blows effect is that it can't take a reaction. So if it's a reaction to reanimate, I may have stopped its reincarnation cycle. I don't know.
Absolutely. Are you carving into the tree? Because you said you were going full
like
bear.
A bear. You're honey badger ripping apart a termite mound. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Good distinction there. Okay. Yep. And yes, you have. I think you can feel that you're keeping it from getting any bigger, any kind of reanimation going on. And
I'd like to eat a lot of sap.
You're immune to poison. What do I do with this? I got to do something because it's fun. Can you roll me a Constitution check?
Sure. 17.
17. Okay, cool. Yeah, so your mouth is not getting stuck shut while you're doing that. But your stomach can totally handle it.
If not, I'll vomit up later. I'm an alligator.
Right. Beans?
Beans, we're sorry.
I mean, what more is there left to do? It seems very much all in hand, or in mouth in some cases.
I'm getting ready to say goodbye to Olive, so I'm trying to just go all out.
You're trying to kill her before.
I think this is very on brand for Olive, just trying to eat this magic sap. So far, nothing you've eaten has killed you, so it's a logical extension of your character.
It is written into your flaw, so yeah.
I'm just gonna write that down for the finale. If you want Olive to die from eating like a bad taco or something, we can totally sort that out. What a way to go!
I'm not trying to kill her. I'm just saying my next character's not going to eat stuff, so I got to do it while I can.
So just to give a lay of the land again, we've got the circle getting kind of close to mostly charged, and we've got. I didn't really expect it, but you guys got the monster down. And staying down, just not gone. So.
Okay. So you know how you said it's written into her flaw?
Yeah.
The flaw, Olive's flaw literally is, I indulge in a habit that threatens my health, parentheses, overeating and sedentary lifestyle, was originally written with the intent of I'm on my way to becoming morbidly obese, but now I have quite literally indulged in eating that threatens my health. Sorry, keep going.
But you're able to work it off.
We just
anyway.
need a list.
I
We
did-
just need a list of all the stuff Olive has eaten over the over the last
do it.
year.
Absolutely.
None of the fans do that. No, don't. Thank you.
Then we can get an official Olive's cookbook with moldy curtains and
Evil sap.
magical evil sap and
Meat brownies.
yeah.
Oh,
meat,
I forgot.
meat brownies
Beans,
and
you started your turn on the opposite side of the lake. So you do notice Sindhu, with her very slow walk, has caught up to this point, sees her granddaughter knocked out on the center platform and goes, "Could you bring her to me, please?"
I mean, yeah, probably.
I do not trust that lady as far as I could throw her.
I mean, you could throw it pretty far. So, what do you want me to do with that information?
You're a better judge of character than I am.
Well, if you give me a moment, I just need to go and mess up something real quick. And Beans is going to take out his magical boomerang and infuse it with the silence spell and just yeet it towards that magical tree, into so it can it just embed in the thing. Let me just roll a quick. That's I've got a plus 12 to hit. That's assuming being able to hit a massive tree that's not going nowhere is just going to be a fairly low thing. I think we can probably skip it. It was actually a 24 to hit, if that helps. Just
To hit the tree, yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So if it helps, that's 10 damage. It is magical into the thing, but also emanating from that point is I want to say 20-foot sphere of silence. So everything within that 20 feet is deafened and no sound can pass through it. So any spells which require verbal components cannot be cast in that space. Just in case.
It's 20-foot radius.
20-foot radius even, yeah. So
Okay.
just in case Mr. Sap Monster fancies trying to make any spells during that time, nah. Then we're just going to spend a bit of time chatting to Granny. Just go, so what's with, well, actually, I've got a couple of questions while I've got you here. So, what's with the whole, burrowing into our minds thing? Is that just a thing grannies do? I never had one, so I didn't really know.
She says, "I'm sorry if it's very intrusive, but I get visions and they show me many things."
Well, it's probably hanging around with all these mushrooms. Probably your own spores.
That's probably exactly what it is.
And anyway, you know these druids, the RRR lot. Why are they so rockabilly?
Sorry, I'm not catching that. What do you mean by rockabilly?
Oh, it's just the leather jackets and the ripped jeans.
Oh yeah, Flit was the only one really dressed that way. She's a teenager.
Okay. From the 90s. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Are we still in initiative?
Yeah, so we could probably say that's your free action speech there.
Yeah, it's okay, now I got you. Where'd you... I mean, I can probably go and fetch her. I mean, I'll be back next turn. She's like, what's a turn? So, don't worry about it.
Don't worry.
So we're just going to paddle our way across into the middle to try and pick up. Actually, I'm just going to quickly do something Beans has never done before and do a medicine check on the little child in the middle, just to make sure everything's hunky-dory and there's no weird goo emanating from any eyeballs. Which, well, I rolled a 7, so how would I know?
Yeah, she's out cold. So you're now, and are you ending your turn standing in the center of the pond then?
Yep.
Okay. You do see Honey Scamp catch up as well to Sindhu. And we come around to the circle. Looks like it's almost complete, but at this point, Meryl, the Warforged with the armor, goes, "I'm dry," and Flit goes, "Yeah, me too." And they just kind of lean over they're just have no energy at this point. Boltzmann.
Can Boltzmann have a look at that? Boltzmann's getting a sense of unease from Olive through his empathic, telepathic link. He's very in tune with her emotions. And he's going to make... Can I make an Arcana check to see if this circle is going to do what they say it does?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead and do an Arcana check.
That's a 33.
Absolutely. You can read that the outer circle is the typical magic circle. It is made to ward off this spirit. The second circle on the inside, they've got like a jar in there. They've taken the jar back from you with the sap inside, and they're using it as a focus to focus in on this creature where it came from. You can read in the runes that it is creating an astral gate to that plane and trying to funnel the creature out through it.
Basic magic. Boltzmann is going to wave his hand around and throw them a 6th level spell slot.
Okay, roll. Which spell did you cast with when you donated it? Because abjuration spells will do more.
Okay, let me double check that. Is the spell going to have an effect on the circle?
If you donate an abjuration spell, it will just count as a level higher.
Okay. Yeah, I can I can get like a 6th level counterspell, or the counterspell is a reaction.
You can donate a reaction, that's fine.
6th level dispel magic as well. I'll throw a 6th level abjuration spell.
Okay, roll.
Their way.
Okay, just one, or you're doing 2?
I can only cast 1 spell, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah, fine. Never mind. Sorry, I was confused. I get you. Roll 6d4 and then add 4.
A total of 21.
All right. That takes it 21% closer. It was at 38% remaining. You, a science man, can tell it's at 17% left.
And then I will also use a reaction. I think I can cast a spell using a reaction and an action on my turn to use a 2nd level absorb elements.
Absolutely.
Also an abjuration spell.
So 2d4 plus 4.
That's another 11%.
Okay, now it's down to 6%.
So close.
And as a bonus action, I will tell Mr. Langley to throw in a 7th level magic missile spell from his wand of magic missiles.
I was really hoping to see this happen. Okay. So you use your appendages to cast these spells. You see the light instead manifest and shoot towards the magic circle. Mr. Langley uses his machine gun of magic missiles, but they in turn become many little points of lights that circle into this magical spell, and then it becomes complete, gets to 100%, and the circle becomes it starts to float up into the air and becomes three-dimensional, and a brilliant bit of starlight begins to shine through. The moment this happens, every creature under the control of the pestilence nearby is freed from its influence.
Amazing. We did it, everyone!
When we get to the pestilence, it's still kind of trying to cling to the tree. The tree is still barely holding it solid, but what a curious thing has happened to the myconids. Velvetti wakes up. The black goo on their feet begins to shine. It turns as white as it had been black, and color begins to kind of show in their bodies. Some of the areas that had been really dark gray begin to turn into autumn fall colors, red and orange and yellows. And it looks like they're able to move pretty quickly now. Sindhu and Honeyscamp first walk across the sap now that their feet are not sticking to it, and join Velvetti, come over to the tree, and using their powers, as you saw when you entered their village, are able to open up the tree to the little black heart of the creature, which withers away.
Is Olive going to eat it?
I mean, yeah.
Well, just remember at this point, that area is still silent, so Olive cannot hear anyone saying, "It's okay, Olive." You can stop now. She's just going...
Yeah, I've been eating it.
She's just happily yumming away. Everyone's like, Olive, stop it. We're done now. It's over. She's like... She doesn't even notice she can't hear anything. She's like...
All right, you've done it. We've reached the end of our adventure. I do have some epilogues depending on the decisions made. So, we have if Beatrice was sent protection. She did have a small scare when a mob began to build outside her home, throwing trash and debris and blaming her. But then they saw Miss Makoto and they got out of there fast. All of the creatures affected by the fog, the villagers, they are dried up. They are... at D&D points, we would say they have exhaustion 4. They are in really bad shape. But the Myconids are able to give them some of this, it looks like a little clear water, but a little thicker extract
Vodka.
that comes from their cup. And it puts them into a healing sleep. They'll probably be healing for a few weeks.
Yeah, that's vodka.
That's vodka.
A few weeks, yeah, that sounds about right.
We skipped these bad endings that could have happened.
Oh, I want to know. Tell us what could have happened.
What could have happened? Worst ending. If Banishment Circle is not completed and Volvetti is killed, the Armilian colony closes up again after this incident. Honey Scamp is devastated. Sindhu seems morose, but like she knew this was a possibility all along. If the tree is destroyed, but the pestilence escapes, the RRR does not see this as a success. They may see this as a partial success based on some circumstances, such as the townspeople's safety or Volvetti's safety, but they're not willing to give full payment to the Firebreathing Kittens, and they don't have a good relationship with them.
Why would you presume we would destroy the tree?
Why?
I mean, Olive gave it a good go. She's still working on it now. Even these days, if you just listen on the wind, you can hear the noise.
You can hear nothing because of the silence.
It would have got out eventually. Silence. How long does silence last? 10 minutes.
I do have one more addendum. It's something I was inspired of from one of Olive's episodes, but I can't remember which one it was. I just know she did something just like this. This is a little magical science lesson here. So as I hope most listeners know, scientific evolution and magical evolution are not the same. Like Pokemon Bulbasaur becoming Venusaur, that's not how evolution works. I hope you know that.
Yeah, it's like Digimon where they can go back to the first one.
But I did do a little bit of that here because it's a magic world and we get to have fun with it, right? So I did a kind of magical evolution here. I base this on the fact that there are some fungi, such as some cup fungi, or lichen, that are known to be a stable symbiotic association between fungi and algae or a cyanobacteria. So these fungi provide the ability to digest materials down to carbon, and the algae enables them to photosynthesize. So this is why these mycotic characters that you have before you, they have, with the influence of the celestial light coming from this portal, been able to evolve with their association with this pestilence and to kind of use it. Also, some fungi and lichen are quite beneficial to plants and trees, and they bring nutrients and water to the plants, enable nutrient sharing, protect the plants from infections, and root feeding microorganisms. So just like these Armillarians, it's hard to say, here in the Timuli Wood, they have spent hundreds of years containing this alien pestilence known as Queasel. But now through some alien celestial power, they have harnessed it. Better times may be ahead for Timuli Wood.
Ooh.
Thank you for joining us here on Firebreathing Kittens. Joining us have been Beans.
Well, it's good news and bad news. The good news is we managed to save the woods and all the little mushroom people. The bad news is my boomerang is completely covered in sap.
Boltzmann.
I've got one level 8 slot left, which I can use to teleport everybody back to the sewers to party with the alligators tonight. Hang on, wait. 6 people. Who's going to stay behind?
Grandma.
Asher knows
Leave
the area.
Grandma in the woods.
And Olive.
It's just the sound of me eating.
Crunch, crunch,
Should have decided
slurp,
it beans.
slurp. All right, thanks for listening. Bye.
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 Hey guys, did you know that you can burn up to 40 calories for every 15 minutes of laughing? Get in shape with that Trophy Wife life. We are a comedy podcast that guarantees to make you really, really, really good looking. Join us as we discuss hard-hitting, important topics like asshole kid moments, the best drunk stories, best pranks ever pulled, and the dumbest criminals that get themselves busted. So if you want to lose weight and be really, really, really good looking, find that Trophy Wife life today. Available on all major podcast platforms and YouTube. Don't forget to rate and review. Only 5 stars are being accepted at this time. And until our next episode, keep living that Trophy Wife life.
Dan, what if you could travel through time?
Travel through time? I haven't even got time for this. Okay, Dave, what if you were trapped on an island inhabited by zombies?
Could I eat them? All right, what if you woke up in a foreign country and didn't know the language?
Parlo molto lingue, quindi starò bene. Ne parlo 2. But forget that. Do you think aliens can poop?
Why would you even want to know that? Just forget about it. It's a weekly podcast to take you away from the strains of everyday life. Listen, download, and subscribe on all major platforms.
Tangents with Toby provides an unrehearsed, unedited masterpiece as he drives. Without knowing his topic till actual time of recording, his skills of one-take recording makes him stand out. Driving in the southeast part of Saskatchewan, his show is unmatched. So let's tune in and see what his topic is on Tangents with Toby.